Fantasy Station.
Tobin and Leroy.
Leroy Ford was one of the baddest men.
Dude, they call me the kangaroo.
Yeah. Tobin and Leroy, ready to deploy. Had to hit it with a little journalism, but that was a decoy. Better ask about me, boy. Okay, Leroy and Tobin, host of the showman. Still silly sauce with the show in. Till then, it's half moon open. Sometimes go takes like a snowman. No proof, I'm a lie about a molding. No proof, like I always wanted him. I never hated him, I never traded him, and if I did, I never ever trade again. What is in store? Like under the seat of the driver's side floor, it's Gucci's galore. So many more from 6 in the Mars, never a more. Man, if I'm honest, the damage is done. Silly sauce on unlimited funds. Join us on Twitch for unlimited fun. J Fig Marcos, you with it or what?
Tobin. Who Tobin is.
Oh, thanks, Low Dog. And welcome on in, everybody. Tobin and Leroy here with you on 560 WQAM. Streaming live on YouTube on Miami 560 WQAM. Go subscribe there. Streaming live on Twitch. Same channel, title. That's where you guys find us. And we go live until 2 o'clock. We are streaming also on the Odyssey app for your ears. Hello, Leroy. Can you hear me? It's just like
he's doing the thing where
he's got his tab muted, doesn't he?
He must, because we can hear him perfectly fine.
Hey!
All right, I'm gonna mute him in case.
Unmute your tab.
Yeah, you think? Look, I'm gonna
listen. We know
chat.
he's having a. He's unmute your tab, Leroy. Leroy is not feeling good today. Just so everybody know, he was planning on coming in, but he has a his knee is not feeling too good. So that's why he can't hear us right now, and he's just looking.
For the record, yesterday hearing his frozen screen debate.
Nope, he's just looking at his phone. Wait, he's gonna get there soon. He's gonna unmute that tab. Hello, he's smiling.
Hey.
Hey, how you doing, buddy?
Whew. Dude,
Pain.
you know what sucks? So I was gonna go to the emergency room because my knee is just, I don't know what happened. And I would need an MRI. So what's the point? They don't do the MRI in the emergency room. So you would have to schedule
a specialist.
Right.
Yeah. Do you think, like, is this something old or just something that flared up? Because you just told me about it yesterday.
It was like when I first started doing stuff after my hand, I start feeling it a little bit, but nothing serious. Right. And then it just started getting progressively worse to now. Like but it's probably because I got bone on bone. So
that's rough. All right, buddy. Well, you let me know whatever you got to bounce today for the doctor.
Nah, I ain't like, I don't think they're going to call. They, for some reason, sometimes doctors and hospitals, when you call and make a doctor's appointment, a lot of times you call them because you avoided calling earlier because you didn't want to wait a month. And then they tell you to wait. So basically, I'm going to call and make an appointment now for my shoulder in 6 months. Like, that's kind of how you have to do it. So when something actually goes wrong, you can get into the doctor.
Right.
So it's like when I call and make an appointment, it's because it's past the point of it's getting there. And now I got to wait, 220.
Oof.
Right. And so I'm trying to get in earlier, but it's the whole dog and pony show. You make an appointment, you go in, they x-ray it. We need more pictures. You got to get an MRI. Then you schedule that. And then, so it's brutal.
All right. That sucks, dude. I'm sorry.
Yeah. It is.
I won't eat. You know what? No silly sauce today. I will not bother you today. No badgering you today.
That
I promise
is a lie. How you gonna lie? By the way, Marcos, welcome back. What's up?
Hey,
thank you, sir. Hello.
We had to deal with Vlad yesterday.
Yes, I did. Well, I happened to tune in right where you guys were attempting to convince Leroy that he was actually frozen on the screen.
He was.
Yeah, I know. I believe it. But yeah, I'm back. So thank you. I appreciate that. Very It was a long flight, but it's the only time I actually watch stuff. So, it is what it is.
All right.
Yeah, had a good time.
That's a hike. That's
what's
a
going
hike.
on in the former home of Mr. Unlimited?
Oof, rain and cold.
Dude,
yeah, like Pearl
I'm telling
Jam.
you.
Yeah, Pearl
No,
Jam. I
hey,
did see some Pearl
Seattle,
Jam stuff.
If you want to know what Seattle weather's like, just go
Yeah.
look at England.
Man,
You know
That's
what?
what it's like.
I'm glad you mentioned England today.
So why do I feel like we would have ended here if I would have said Africa? Right? Go ahead, said Africa.
I want to talk some Marlins because the Marlins have been making some moves.
Yeah.
But there's only one way this show is going to do it.
Yeah.
And that is by going to England. And speaking with Locked On Marlins, Peter Pratt, who used to host a podcast called Fish Across the Pond, a podcast that I've been on a couple times. This dude is from England, and he is he's obsessed with the Marlins, and he became, part of the Locked On Network, which is a partnership with Odyssey, but I knew him even before that. This dude had to do a podcast every day about the Marlins. Oof. Every day. Like that is impressive. That is impressive.
Especially when you're watching games. Let's see, if a game starts at 7, that is 1 a.m.
Yeah.
Ooh.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So we can talk to him about that. We can talk to him about the moves, but listen, if we're gonna talk Marlins, we're gonna do it with some class.
How in the hell did now? What people don't understand is, I had no idea how I always just seemingly, lead you into what you're gonna talk about. I have no idea.
Yep.
I had no idea that this was coming.
That's right.
All right.
It just happens that way, dude. It just happens that way.
Does.
Let's get to some headlines brought to you by the new Palmetto Ford Truck Super Center. Why buy your truck? Hey, J-Fix here. 10:09.
Solid.
Stretching it out here.
You're gaining on it.
Yeah, she's gaining on it. Like usually we call her Miss 10:03. Now it's 10:09.
Yeah,
solid.
Couple lights got her.
Couple
lights got her. If you guys, let's get some headlines brought to you by the new Palmetto Ford Truck Super Center. Why buy your truck at a car store? Palmetto Ford.
We know trucks.
The Panthers lost last night to the Rangers 6-2. Oof.
Who was in goal?
The Lion King, Alex Lyon. He was in that.
He was lying, all right.
I think Spencer Knight's gonna make his return tonight. I believe he was called up yesterday. They have a back-to-back. They're taking on the Penguins tonight. So
they don't. So I mean, I didn't know hockey did this as much as they do. Send guys down,
or if they're like rehabbing from something, they'll go to do they'll be on loan.
Bob doesn't do that, or is he too old?
He might. I mean, he hasn't gotten hurt very much in his Panthers career, which is actually surprising because he had a lot of injuries.
He hasn't hurt his body, but they've been hurting the hell out of the net behind him.
Well, I don't know if he'll do a rehab start. It's a good question, Leroy. But either way, Spencer Knight, I think, is going to be back in net tonight. The Cats taking on the Pittsburgh Penguins at 7:00. Busy night here in South Florida sports. The Heat, they take on the Boston Celtics at 7:30. So 6:15 preheat with Solana
after a terrible loss. Ooh.
Terrible loss last night to the Magic. They lost 113-98. So they'll see how they come in. They played everybody though.
Can I just tell you, there's certain teams that go into Orlando, right? And Orlando beats the hell out of them.
Yep.
And
look ahead game.
I can't explain it. They beat Boston 3 or 4 straight times.
Is that true?
Yeah.
Wow.
Right? Like
very impressive.
For a team that's 15 games. Wait, I want to say 18, what are they, 18 and 30 something?
The Magic's record. The Magic are 18 and 29.
Yeah.
18-29. So they're 11 games under 500. But yet some teams can't win there.
So they've beaten Boston every time this year?
I think so.
They beat them on December 18th, 95-92.
Oh, wow. How about that? They've beaten them 3 straight. They did lose the first game this year, but they've beaten them 3 straight. How about that? Well, listen, we got the Magic on. We can't sleep. Magic come here on Friday. Don't sleep. Don't sleep. And then finally, Hurricanes back in action tonight on the hardwood, taking on Florida State. So I believe
Ooh.
that's on the Shark tonight. If you guys want to listen to that,
Does it have the same cachet as the football game?
I mean, Florida State's a little down this year. They're typically a very good basketball program.
Didn't they go didn't they go damn near the Final Four a couple years ago, right?
Yeah, like I said, no, they are a good basketball program. I would say you probably could say the consistency from both of these schools in their football and their basketball has been more reliable lately than their football.
Well, Florida State was pretty good last year.
Right? They were pretty good. I'm just saying consistently.
Yeah.
You know, a lot of turnover.
Yep.
You know, so Leonard Hamilton and Larinaga, they're watching a lot of neighbors are changing over here. Who we got this year? So yeah, you got that going on tonight. That is your look at the slate, and also the Baseball Hall of Fame is going to announce their class this year that doesn't involve Barry Bonds. So enjoy that, everybody.
Yeah.
Always next year.
Can you
There actually isn't always next year. They tried to make a special committee for him, and he didn't get voted for that.
Can you take a Hall of Fame serious when your leader in hits and home runs is not in the Hall of Fame?
Well, I'm basing this right now, Leroy. I'm looking at MLB Network, which strangely was on in here, but I'm glad it is. And right now, Brian Kenny and Jason Stark are sitting in the snow by a heater, and I guess is Cooperstown. I guess is that why they're there? Where else would they be? So they're just freezing their butts off. What?
It's cold in Bristol too.
Yeah.
Oh, but they're not. This MLB Network. So
they both used to be with ESPN, but they're not anymore.
That's right. Yeah.
Brian Kenny used to host the boxing show on ESPN too. It was really good.
I just found out he's not on ESPN.
I don't really care for him as a boxing commentator though. Like I don't care for him as a blow by blow guy. I like him like talking boxing
analysis, but you don't like his play by play.
Oh, because you know why? Because he starts a first take every time the fight's going on. I'm like, hey man, no time for this. Tell me what's going on in the ring. Yeah. Anyway, we'll take a quick break. Lots to get to here on the Silly Sauce ship. Back after this.
AM 5.
Welcome back, everybody. Tobin and Leroy here with you. Excited for tonight. Heat and Celtics. I'll be boots on the ground.
Nice. When was the last time you were boots?
Haven't been boots since the Thunder game because I've had a bunch of stuff come up, so I haven't been able to get down to the Heat arena in a bit. Miami-Dade Arena.
Oh yeah.
So
nice.
I'm excited about it. I hope they wear the throwbacks tonight. They're wearing the throwbacks tonight. I love those throwbacks.
Man,
they are sweet looking.
I got me one.
Thought it was a little weird. I noticed super uniform nerd, but do you notice how like both the Heat and the Pelicans were wearing essentially like road uniforms on the Heat were wearing red, and the Pelicans were wearing blue. I thought that was weird.
That was weird, but I like it.
Blue.
Yeah.
Oh no, I like when they wear the old New Orleans Jazz uniforms.
They wore those for the road for when the
Yeah.
Heat were in New Orleans. They wore
Yeah,
those.
okay.
Yeah, I like those too. Those are sweet. But yeah, looking forward to tonight. Boots on the ground. You know me, journalist. I'm going to give you guys the important stuff. You know who's there,
Ooh, Iggy's here
who's hobnobbing. I love a good hobnob at a basketball game.
on a Tuesday.
Nah, there'll be some celebs there, dude. Like for Heat Celtics, there'll definitely be some people rolling up.
Oh,
Definitely.
This is usually when Drake makes an appearance.
Definitely. Yeah, I can see that. Drake. Who's in town, J-Fig? We have anybody in town? Anybody famous in town right now?
I haven't
Usually you're
really
like
been scooping around Instagram or anything like that.
boots on the gram.
I'm not boots on the gram these days.
You know who might be there?
Who?
I believe Tom.
Well, you know
Tom,
why she's not boots on the gram?
Hmm?
Because she's been butts in the car for the last couple of days.
I've actually been running around quite often, so
Maybe Tom Brady will be there.
Oh,
yeah, okay.
Answer for your crimes.
Why would
Maybe,
Tom
because
Brady
he's-
be there?
Because he lives in Miami and and I assume he's a Celtics fan.
He lives in Miami?
He's got free time.
I thought he lived in Tampa.
I mean, he does in the season, but not during the off season.
Doesn't
Why
everyone
would
have a
why
house in
would he
Miami?
live here off season?
Because this place is awesome and he's
It's
rich.
Pretty awesome.
Mm.
Tom Brady, Miami home. Yeah, and doesn't Giselle have like a house like right next to him?
You know, these Dolphins rumors didn't come out of nowhere, guys. Like, yes,
Yeah.
they like it down here. That's why. Like, yeah, it's not a
Well,
crazy
I
thing.
mean,
That's
why are
right.
we talking about Giselle?
Because she bought a home right across from Tom Brady.
Co-parenting.
That's nice. That's mature.
Tom Brady tours Miami private school for kids after divorce. He's living down here, dude.
Nice.
So as I was saying,
Yeah.
Tom Brady might be there tonight.
Wow.
And you know what I'm going to shout to him?
What?
Answer for your crimes.
All right.
Okay.
And then I'll be escorted out.
Yeah, I was gonna say, how you think that's gonna go?
Not
How
good.
long? How well do you
think-
think that's?
I think the Heat Media Relations Department is going to say, hand over your badge.
This
please.
guy again, huh?
Hand over your credential. No more from you, silly sauce
No
boy.
Shoney pony.
No show poniness for you. But just hear him.
what if you yell "answer for your crimes" and Mike B and Monty goes -1, just off the line.
-1.
-1
That would be epic.
for lying.
And deception. For all those FTX commercials, Tom Brady.
For deception.
So this guy has this podcast with Jim Gray. I don't know how this Jim Gray saddles himself up to the greatest athletes on earth, but he does.
I know.
And
Whenever
so-
they need to get some stuff off their chest, they call Jim Gray.
So he does this podcast with Jim Gray, and he's like getting all mad at Jim Gray for asking about his football future. But here's the clip. You got this, Marcos. Here's Tom Brady on his podcast.
Tom, you're leaving everybody guessing. You've said you'll take your time. Do you have any type of a timetable as to what you might want to do regarding your football career?
Jim, if I knew what I was going to do, I'd have already done it. Okay. I'm taking it a day at a time.
I sense you're antagonized by the question.
You're scratching.
It's only
like
the question
scratching.
that everybody wants to hear.
You're scratchy. I appreciate your asking. Thank you.
-1 for lashing out.
Yeah, like what are you getting at Jim? Like he's your podcast co-host. You didn't go over. Hey, by the way, Tom, I gotta ask you, what's going on with your future? So I don't know if it's staged or if he's just a grump.
It seems like he would have got a softer response if you asked him about Giselle. Right?
You think I know Jim?
Right. Like
I don't know. I don't know. I tell you what he wants. He's like, I got to figure out if the Dolphins are going to pick me up or not. We're not. Move on. It's time to move on, Tom.
Oh, you're done with that
Out of
now.
Miami.
Wow.
done with what? I never wanted him on the Dolphins ever.
Not even as a backup. What if he agreed
No.
to play backup?
No.
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 Go
That's fine.
away.
Yeah.
Okay?
Okay.
Grow up.
By the
Stop
way,
playing a kid's sport. You're 100 years old. We're
You
sick
don't-
of you.
you don't want to be that guy. That guy that gets Tom Brady when it happens. When we call it the old Peyton Manning.
Dude, I have no desire to see Tom Brady play down here. None. Zero. Zilch. Nada. Not only is it not only because he's old as hell, but because he's a sworn enemy. I don't just roll over for anybody to come
what
to.
about when Jason Taylor went to the Jets?
I didn't like it. But it's also different. It's like it's a quarterback. It's literally the face of your franchise.
Oh, really?
It is.
Because I would say at the time of Jason Taylor, he was.
Yeah, and I remember Leroy. People weren't Dolphin fans were not happy with him. But how were the Jets?
He,
I mean, the
he
Jets-
went there because remember Tuna told him to take a hike.
Well, remember first he went to Washington.
Washington.
He went to Washington, then he went to the
So
to the
you were
Jets.
okay with him going to Washington?
I wasn't okay with him going anywhere. I was pissed at Tuna. Tuna was sitting here like, "Oh, you're going on that dancing show, old Twinkle Toes?" And then like he tried to like pretend he didn't hear Jason Taylor coming into the meeting room. "Oh, my hearing aid was off." This guy, he was sitting here negotiating on Post-its. Answer for your crimes, Bill Parcells. Boom! Nobody ever says anything because of New York. That's why. And what do the Jets fans feel with him? They got the personality of a waffle. How am I supposed to know how Jets fans feel? They have to
What?
spell out their team name.
A waffle?
Delicious.
Yes. More delicious than pancakes.
By the way, I had some donut French toast while in Seattle.
Hmm?
Wow.
Really?
Pretty good.
Oh,
Pretty good.
Donut
Mhm.
French toast.
They took a
So
donut.
it's French.
They cut it.
Oh,
French toasted.
dip it in some more and fry it
Yeah.
again. That's like
Yeah.
refried donut. That's like refried beans right there.
Mm.
They
How
take
would
a
I know, Jim?
A fried donut, dip it into egg wash, and then dip it on and sprinkle the cinnamon and stuff on it, and then fry it again.
By the way, the audacity of Tom Brady to
How's
tell
your
Jim,
heart?
The audacity of Tom Brady to tell Jim Gray, if I knew what I was going to do, I would do it.
No,
Dude, you retired for 3 seconds last year.
yeah.
Excuse Jim Gray for being a little
Hey.
curious.
Hey, it's funny how we sometimes don't realize how we ended up in this spot. Why does everybody keep it? In fact, when he decides what he's going to do, people still going to ask him, and he's
Right.
going to be mad. Why you keep asking me? Because you changed your mind after 3 seconds last year, Tom.
Because you're a flip-flopper. That's why.
Whoa. Takes one
Yep.
to know one.
Nope.
For flip-floppery.
Yep.
So if I see you tonight at that Heat game, I'm going to say, hey,
You
answer for your crimes.
You honestly think you'll see him just sitting amongst the regular people?
Honestly, if I had to guess, I bet he's sitting next to Mickey Harrison.
Really?
If I had to guess. Yeah. If you're like a special guest of the Harrisons, yeah, you sit there at the scorer's table or the opposite table, I guess the broadcast table.
All right.
You know, that's the King's table.
All right. I got you.
All hell.
What hairstyle is Jimmy Butler going with? Wouldn't it be something if he kicked the braids again?
I think he actually is back to the braids. I think I saw on IG he went back to the braids.
Look at the socials.
So boots on the gram. I think he's going back to not to the tight braids, you know, like the little dreads kind of thing, or the little braids hanging out over the over the head
I
the
see that.
headband.
Yeah.
Hmm. This is like the ping pong gate for the Dolphins.
Yep, Jimmy's hair.
I'm just trying to find out
The
what
wheel
hair
of
is
Jimmy's
like.
hair.
I like it.
Oh, so we didn't even talk about. Oh, was that a fake trade?
What trade?
People trading Heat players.
I don't know what you're talking about.
Oh,
think it
that was just on Twitter.
Oh, can't trust Twitter,
Do
dude.
do tell.
Oh,
Heat
here, I'll
trade.
pull it up.
Who are your sources, Leroy?
Yeah, like would you just get added on a
Hold
trade?
on.
Like what is
Hold
this?
on, hold on. Hey,
You just
whoa.
Who are you
peruse Twitter.
talking to?
What's going on?
Hold on. Before
Apparently, we're
anybody
monitoring
gets
Serge Ibaka.
Who's tagging you?
hold on.
Bradley Beal.
He didn't find anything. He doesn't know what he's talking
No,
about.
no. Hold on. Here. Wait.
All right.
No, that's not the one.
Okay.
I'm
It
on
was
Twitter
another
right
one.
now and I see a wake up Mr. Riley card.
Wow.
Well, that's disrespectful. He's
That is.
obviously awake.
Yeah, for sure. Sun's up. Sun's up, guns up.
I can't
Is
find
that a
it.
Pokemon card?
I think this is no, this is not Pokemon.
Was it like Magic?
Is it Magic?
I think this is what's the one that came after Pokemon?
Yu-Gi-Oh.
Yu-Gi-Oh! Yes, I think it's a Yu-Gi-Oh card.
Yu-Gi-Oh.
Yeah.
What the hell is Yu-Gi-Oh?
Nah, it's the
So
one
it
after
came
Pokemon.
afterwards.
You know, Pokemon, Digimon, Yu-Gi-Oh.
Oh, Digimon.
Digimon.
I
I don't know what
remember
the hell that is. We'll take a quick break though. We'll find Leroy's fake trade. 15 minutes of heat coming up next.
The Heat are years of service to our community. Then, now, forever. Broward Health.
All right, 15 minutes to eat here for you on 560 WQAM. Let's get a weather update, though, first. They're from the Desmond and Dover Law Firm, your accidentattorneys.com. Free consultations 24/7. Call them at 866-954-MORE. Please do not go to the Windowplex. Rest your knee.
It's coming.
What does that mean?
The breeze has picked up. The clouds are in the sky. The air has gotten a little cooler. It's coming. It's coming. The cold air is coming back. Right now, it's 75, 76 degrees. Temperature will be getting worse and lowering. The winds are at like 15 miles an hour, gusting up to 20, 25. It is gonna get cold. We got that cold front coming. So get ready to snuggle.
Where were you when I was getting dressed this morning? I needed to know this information.
Yeah, you wore what? Tank top and no jacket.
I
Probably
have one
because
earlier.
here, I will tell you why. Because you rushed from your house to your car.
I knew it was going to lead to this.
Because you was late. And
False.
And whoa, hold on. Not done.
Mm-hmm.
And in your rush to get from your house to your car, you didn't notice the change in temperature because you was
did
wondering
notice it.
if you
I
was,
just didn't feel like going back inside.
oh, probably I'll leave yourself a couple of extra 9 minutes today? 9 minutes. There ain't nothing in the world. 9 minutes. J-Fig. 9 minutes.
And that was your weather.
Hey. Somebody said J-Fig looking at me like she looked at Washington.
That's right.
true.
she's eyeballing.
When
How does
Washington
it get
wouldn't
done?
shut up.
Can I just say, Celsius is dead to me, dude. When you do Fahrenheit and it's like, all right, it's 70 something degrees. I'm like, all right, it's 70 something % hot.
You're meaning the measurement, right?
Yeah,
not
yeah.
our not our
not our
sponsor of
sponsor.
Cat Talk.
No.
Oh, I was so confused.
I
I'm like,
apologize
why?
for that.
That
Yeah.
makes no sense.
I just mean like the temperature thing. If you tell me anything in Celsius, I have to do math. It's like, come on.
You know, we're the only people that do that, right? Though, like it's a thing by us. Like it's on us that we do. Miles per hour.
I agree.
Fahrenheit.
Kilometers? Oh, don't even get me started on kilometers. Jesus.
Oh man,
How much is that even?
When I had a Lamborghini, it was only in kilometers.
Really?
Wow.
Oh yeah, I couldn't figure out how fast I was going.
Stop. That happened to my mom's car not so long ago, and she was like, "Why does it feel like I'm going so fast, but I don't feel like?"
So the Heat back in action tonight, taking on the Boston Celtics. Look, love a measuring stick game, dude. Love it.
This really
Measuring stick game. You always need to know when to come on out.
Why we got to put these
where
titles
you
on the
measure
game?
up.
You know where you measure up.
Nah, this is gonna be one of the,
here.
You always
Let
need
me break.
a good
Let me break
measuring
down the
stick.
game.
We're gonna get against the Bucks, but
let
no
me
Giannis had no guts.
let me break the game down for you. Defensively, the game is the Heat have picked it up. They have a bunch of wing players that can defend any wing teams, like the Boston Celtics. They don't have size, and they haven't been making shots. So, if they don't make shots, they better keep the other team from making them. And you got that two-headed monster in Jaylen Brown and Tatum. Not to mention, they got a big who doesn't put 1 foot in the paint ever. So they're going to start chucking up threes. If they make them and you don't match it, it's going to be a long day.
Or counterpoint, what if we make it a long day for them? And then you realize, you know what? Not far off.
I have no doubt they could compete with them. I have no doubt about that. So that's not the issue. The issue is the things that they've been struggling with is shooting a damn three, which has been a staple of this team for a few years. And now
It's
they
not a
can't make a
staple
three, and they're giving up a bunch of threes.
Not a staple anymore, dude. Not a staple.
I know. I said it used to be.
No dunks. He's hurt. Strus.
Oh, now you care about Dunks being hurt.
What do you mean?
He wasn't even playing. Now everybody care about Dunks being hurt. Oh, we had Dunks.
I mean, he's been hurt for like 3 weeks now. I think reeval is after 4.
And you guessing? And let me figure this one out. We could sure use Dunks threes right now.
I mean, yeah. I mean, attempting threes. He's not what he's been.
The only way to get out of that slump is shoot your way out of it. If you don't get the opportunity to do it, then it's gonna stay with you a lot longer than it should. That's what shooters do. That's what shooters do. So what I expect shooters
But when
to
you're
do,
more than halfway through
I
the
expect
season,
him to go at it again. Keep
when you're
shooting it.
I'm not just referring to dunks here, but like when you're more than halfway through the season, like when do you expect water to reach its level? Like
Well,
when is
if it doesn't turn around, you're gonna have problems because everybody else in the league is making threes. So I don't know what to tell you. That's
Problem.
just it's a problem.
unless you go trade for some shooting?
More shooting.
Yeah.
So
I
then
mean,
we could have the fat cat conversation about the new guy coming in.
Well, you say more shooting. I mean, you have theoretical shooting, but you don't have shooting.
that?
Theoretical shooting is you have guys you think are good shooters, but they're not. They're not shooting
They're
well.
either good shooters or they're not, and they're in a slump. So you got to shoot your way out of it.
I don't live in this whole.
Listen,
Here-
I'd
you
rather
know what?
go. I'd rather go
This
2
is-
for 20 the next 3 games in hopes that they turn around instead of just all of a sudden just shooting 2 threes.
This is the classic Mike McDaniel, Jason Sanders argument. And it's like, hey, either make your shots or don't. Don't tell me about process. Don't tell me about it's going to average out. Go out there. Let me rely on you from time to time to be a spark.
Dude,
I don't want to sit here like you go. Look, Max Strus, love you, dude. Here's the thing, though. You've been the third little pig lately. Okay? That's the facts.
But here's the deal.
You want to know what he built his
Right,
house out of,
you
J-Fig?
are-
Please tell me.
Bricks.
Here's the problem, though.
What?
You're talking about a skill set that you're considered awesome if you shoot over 40%.
You always go back to this. Okay, but they're not close to it, Leroy.
I know, but how are you going to get back to it if you don't shoot?
I don't know. Start. You know what Shane Battier did? He aimed to the right.
Okay, for one
And I want to tell you
game.
another thing. Shooters, okay? Intangibles. Stop adding other moves, okay? Every single one of you, you go out there, you're like, let me show what else I could go. I got free agency coming up. No. Go out there and shoot the damn basketball. That's what I want. I want bombs from downtown, okay? That's what I want. I don't want you putting it on the wood. I don't want to show you dishing dimes. I don't want you to get a couple boards. I want you to hit a lot of three-pointers. That's what I want.
Okay.
And every one of these shooters, they do the same thing. They get a skill set, they groom them, they up their confidence, and then every single one of them waltzes to the door and be like, Spo, I added a hezzy. Like, no, dude. Okay? Do me a favor. Put your hezzy in your pocket. I don't want a hezzy.
Wait. Don't ever say that again. There is nothing more uncomfortable than Brendan Tobin saying hezzy.
I'm just telling you right now, dude. It's time for a little TTL, okay?
Everybody else, even J. Finger Marcos looked up like, what? Hezzy?
Tired of this nonsense.
So, but here's my point.
Mm.
In order to get through this, they got to keep shooting. If you don't keep shooting, then what ends up happening is this kind of lingers on. So if a guy normally shoots 8 threes a game and he's 1 for 8 for 3 games in a row, keep shooting your 8. That's the only way you're going to get through it because they are good shooters. You got to shoot your 8. You got to shoot them. So now you go, and this happened to Dunks. He started missing. He quit shooting.
My need is
You ain't going to get through it if you stop shooting.
shake it up then, dude. All right. You know what?
Shake it up.
Every once in a while, you got to shake it up. Wear a new pair of shoes, maybe something different shirt under the jersey, something to shake it up.
No
shooting sleeve, whatever.
Shooting sleeve.
Let's get it going already. I'm tired of waiting.
Dude,
I've been patient
what do you
long
think
enough.
happens in sports? Like you think I've been shooting bad. I'm going to put a sleeve on and that's going to fix it?
Don't know. Usually, you know what? Sometimes when you're in a hitting slump, you know what you do? Either make love to a big woman or you go hit with a new bat. You got to shake it up, dude. Warren Cromartie always said this,
What did he say?
Come on, every once in a while, I need a slump buster.
Oh, okay.
All right.
But not the okay.
Now, everybody knows about a slump buster.
Yeah, for sure.
So you got to figure it out. I don't know what it is. It's not my job to figure it out. Okay. It's not Spo's job to figure it out. All right.
She got a little bit of stomach, but that's okay. Hey, is that the dumbest song that you can't turn off?
That's a good song. I'm actually coming back with that now. Sometime in the next hour.
Hey, you can't come back with that.
Yeah, I got to do a few edits. But
a few edits. It'll be like beep 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 beep.
Slump buster.
Come on, yeah, that's what we need. When we come back, we're gonna tell everybody what all those shooters need. Need a little Lizzo. Nothing wrong
Slump
with that,
buster, dude. Nothing wrong with it.
No. Call up Jason Bohr.
Justin Bohr. Yeah, one time we had Christian Yelich on the show. He confirmed that Justin Bohr went that route.
Wow.
I got to be honest with you.
Yeah.
Once he married a hottie, went to Japan.
Remember he lost weight and got slim.
Yep.
She got him in shape.
Got him in shape.
Oh,
Was
he
never
was-
the same. It was
Hey,
classic. It was
he
classic
was-
Major League too.
Yep. He even started wearing batting gloves.
Yeah.
You know, he used to go out there with just
Right.
tapping on the pine
Ruined
tar with
him.
his hands. He was
Ruined
just
him.
a rough.
Hopefully he has a
rough
happy
and
life.
guy.
But he was never the same baseball player.
Yep. He went sophisticated on us.
He was putting on a show at the Home Run Derby.
Mm.
You know? But then
Now he's in Japan.
maybe. I mean, he might be in Korea by now. Who knows?
The wheels officially went off the wagon.
Who
49
knows,
minutes
dude?
into the show. Why are we here? You know why? It all started when our esteemed leader said Hezzy.
I'm just tired of this. Everyone of
Yo,
these shooters comes in with a new move.
Ken.
Oh, let me show you. Dude, light it up from downtown. That's what you're there for.
But they know they shoot the threes too, so they closing out. So you got to have additional moves. to
Close
keep-
out, schmoes out. Enough of this nonsense. I've seen him hit threes falling into the stands. Let's go.
All right. Now, so let me say, you're fine with them going 2 for 20 again if they take the 20 shots, which is what I'm saying.
No.
You got to
No.
shoot. How's you going to get through it?
I need you to go 9 for 20.
How
Enough
else
of
are
this
you going
2
to
for
get
20. I've seen enough 2 for 20s to last a lifetime this season.
Dude, they've gone more quarters without making a three than I've seen a Heat team in a long time.
I'm owed back taxes on some threes, dude. Let's go. They
So,
owe me starting
you can't-
tonight
Here,
against
you
the
can't
Murphs.
you can't make a three if you don't take a three.
I agree. That's why I'm
So-
saying.
So
You're
you
saying-
gotta risk it. You gotta risk missing them some more, and you just gotta work through it. I don't understand. Dude, there's certain things in sports that the only way you can get through it is keep doing it. For example, you giving a guy who's struggling a day off don't help. Get him his at-bats. That's how you get through shooting. Keep shooting.
I'm with you, but start.
Then
making-
why does everybody complain about somebody shooting?
No, I'm not complaining about
But
shooting.
why
I'm
are they
complaining about
scared?
missing.
They get to a point in the game, they're scared to shoot it. They won't shoot it. And then they get open shots and they don't shoot it.
I want Max Strus to show who he is.
That's
tonight,
right.
all right.
You got to
This
risk it for
is-
the biscuit. That's
This
it,
is the team that cut you. Okay, they didn't want you, Max Strus. They didn't want you. They sent you packing.
Oh, and Dade South.
Dade South says.
Is there anything that's safe?
No.
Dade South posts on social media. Lowry risked it for all the biscuits.
Point for Twitcher.
Lowry, Kyle Lowry,
Even Gilbert laughed.
Kyle Lowry. You had that 9 straight points in the fourth quarter. Do it again.
Oh my goodness.
Tyler Hero, you're 23. It's time to grow up, dude.
Oh,
Go
my
out there,
goodness.
kick the Celtics ass. I want to see it light up like a Christmas tree tonight at Miami Dade Arena.
Here's the problem. The things that you talking about for this game, the more important thing is how you defend them. Right? It's not
Wrong.
necessarily. No, what are you talking about, dude?
Need to light it up like a Christmas tree, dude.
Well,
Let's
here's the
go.
problem. We know they can light it up, so you better stop them from lighting it up. Maybe Tatum won't play. He had that little thing.
No, I want them to play. I want them all to play. I'm sick of
Why
these.
do you do that?
I'm sick of these teams coming here and not playing their stars.
You know what I
want? A
want?
measuring stick game.
You know what I want? A victory. However it comes, who cares?
I want to know.
You think?
How
Hold
this
on.
team does against
You
the best
think?
of the
You
best.
think they're saying in Cincinnati, man? I want Patrick Mahomes 100%. I want all that smoke. They're like,
know.
you know what?
I don't know what kind of character they have.
If he's a little banged up, he can't make plays. It sucks, but I'll deal with it.
Paul McRib says Tobin is trending towards don't lose without saying don't lose.
Pretty much.
I'm not saying don't lose. What I am saying is
Don't miss.
Don't disappoint me.
It's shooting.
I don't care.
You spend most of the time disappointed because they don't shoot. But most of them don't shoot over 50%.
I've waited long enough.
Really?
Here's the truth. Old Tobes has waited long enough. I want to talk tonight about the resurgence of the 3-point shot for the Miami Heat. All right, it's time to play modern basketball. All right, enough of this.
They're shooting it.
It's time to start playing modern basketball well.
BTL.
I sometimes think that you're very unreasonable about this topic.
That's okay. You know what? Sometimes in parenting, there has to be a hard ass and there needs to be the coddler. You're the coddler. I'm the hard ass in this case.
No. First of all.
Yep.
That's a lie. Because at home, you are not
I
the
am,
enforcer.
dude.
No, you're not. No, you're not.
Incorrect.
Your son tried to put you in a rear naked choke. How is that? Your son walks around the house tripping you. How are you the authority figure? There ain't no way.
Yesterday in jiu-jitsu class, there was an odd number of kids, so my son had to sit out a drill, and the instructor's just walking around, black belt, and he goes, "Hey, can I fight you?" Guy just dismisses him and goes, "No."
What? No fear.
Yeah, you're the authority. That's who's guiding that son. That's who's guiding that young boy into life. You, silly sauce. He wants to fight the instructor.
That's wild.
Dude.
I'm impressed.
I know.
You say you're the hard ass. Really?
I am.
It's
Really?
Tommy Tobin.
Yep.
Really?
I am, dude.
I don't know. I think he's a hard ass.
Wait till he gets older. He's gonna say, "Hey, give a little TTL, Tommy Tobin love."
We'll take a quick break. Back more after this.
Hi there.
It's time for our Tua.
It's our Tua. It's our Tua. It's our Tua. Tua, Tua, Tua. Tonga Valoa. Not
Tua Tagovailoa.
A for effort. Dolphins quarterback.
Tua.
It's our Tua. It's our Tua.
Tua.
Tua, Tua, Tua. Tua, Tua, Tua. Chris Sims can go to hell. Tua Tagovailoa. Dolphins quarterback.
Daddy loves you guys.
Our Tua with Tobin and Leroy.
Check the history of food.
Hour 2 of the program, ladies and gentlemen. Tobin and Leroy here with you on 560 WQAM. Taking you up until 2 o'clock here today. What do you got there, JF? You got a bagel? What's going on there? I saw you bringing a snack. Don't you hide that snack.
So,
What do you got over there?
there's Dunkin' Donuts in the kitchen.
Whoa. Wait. Did you steal that from the meeting?
No,
Okay.
it was out there in the open, and I got my favorite donut.
No, I like it better if you stole it.
Was it chocolate?
The
Now,
double chocolate one is my favorite. It's
Those
so
are
good.
dry, though. There's
No,
no
they're
glaze.
not.
Is there glaze?
Wait,
on
There's
there?
glaze on
Okay,
top.
okay,
It's so
okay.
so
good.
here's the problem. Back in the day, a chocolate donut was that. Now a chocolate donut is the chocolate icing on the top of a plain donut. What happened?
Nothing.
I don't know. You guys can text the show 305-567-0560.
The best donut by far
Which
is
one?
the blueberry cake donut.
He ate one of those in front of me yesterday.
That's what Paul was saying. When I got the donut.
I understand that.
Blueberry cake. Yeah. Or I know as a kid, used to go up in Dunkin' Donuts or into the donut. We had a bunch of donut places in New Orleans. And you get that big ass apple fritter that's not big anymore. It's like a
couple
sized donut.
Couple texts on the tail of our last segment. A guy says, "Come on, Tobes. Struce driving to the rim is his new thing, and he's actually good at it." Here's the thing, dude. Okay. You guys remember Major League 2? My second reference of it today. Willie Mays Hayes comes back to spring training. He's going to be a power hitter now. He was also a different actor. He went from Wesley Snipes to Omar Epps. Like we would have noticed. And
all black guys look alike. That's clearly what they thought.
Omar Epps comes back. He's a power hitter now. And that's not what they wanted from Willie Mays Hayes. You know, you got to be who you are first. And so good for Max Struess, broadening his horizon, driving to the rim. But the problem is, I need my 3 balls first.
Yeah, but here's the
thing. Take care of what got you there.
Here's the thing. So if you get the ball and they close out on you, you got to have a different game plan, or otherwise they'll just keep closing out on you.
That was Duncan Robinson's mistake. Oh, they're gonna get shoot.
Dude, are you serious?
Shoot the
You
ball.
want to shoot it anyway?
Shoot it.
Oh my goodness!
Shoot the ball.
You're
They'd have to yell it at him at the bubble. What did they yell at Duncan? Shoot it. Shoot the ball. I don't want new moves. I want your classic move.
You are not being very understanding to the way games are played, right?
I know what he's doing. He's playing games with my heart. Okay.
He can't. If they close out on him, you don't shoot it. You pass it to a more open guy, or you dribble right past him.
Whoa! Right?
Yeah, Mark.
Who was back? Is that Backstreet Boys playing against my heart, or was that NSYNC?
I'm glad that you were.
I was
thinking it in my head.
I don't know. Is that Backstreet Boys?
I think it's Backstreet Boys. Yeah.
Maybe I need to do a new Max Struess song.
Oh no!
Yeah.
Maybe a call out, if you will.
Wow.
Via boy band song.
Tough Tobin love, huh?
You said you should be shooting the 3 instead of the 2.
Another guy says Leroy used the same argument with Dunks last year. Always talking about he'd even out. What happened? Ass cheeks the whole season.
But that's because
is
here,
true.
because
Never evens
no,
out.
but here's the deal. The reason why Dunks was on the bench is because he didn't have any other aspects of his game, right? And so
And
now,
what did he do at the start of last year? What was he talking about? Added all this stuff to my game. That's where it starts. You think you got to be more well-rounded. No, I need you to be the best
you
at what
can't
you're the best at.
you can't just be a one-trick pony on a basketball court.
You
They
can if that trick is the
eliminate-
best trick.
They can eliminate you.
If your trick is disappearing or your trick is pulling a rabbit out of your hat, I come for the main trick, not new tricks that you do less
Again,
well. Less
do you
good.
understand the reason why Dunks got put on the bench was not because of his threes, what was because of everything else. So he improved everything else, and you're complaining. So we all say, why is Strus playing over Dunks? He plays better defense. Is this not an accurate assessment?
I think he also played because he wasn't shy last year. He shot the lights out, and they shot when he got the ball. Now, he did not shoot well in the playoffs at all.
Okay.
Even though he did get screwed out of that 1-3 where he was not out of bounds, NBA. He was not out of bounds. Not that I'm upset about it or anything. But that's why. They were tired of doing the mental game with Duncan.
Okay. Again, you're saying, I don't care, shoot the three. You can't, you still have to play offense. I mean, if you're in there, if Dunks is in there or Strus is in there for 50 possessions
Mm-hmm.
and they shoot 8 threes, okay, what's going on in the other 42? So what separates Dunks from Strus is what they were able to do in the other 42.
What I need from them both, and Gabe Vincent, by the way. All right.
Wait a minute. We complain about Gabe Vincent now?
No complaints. No complaints.
Oh my goodness. What are you doing?
And I'm not even
You know,
serving
there's only-
notice.
There's only one basketball, right?
You stop giving him an excuse because he's good looking. All right.
So handsome.
What are you talking
All right. Max Strus is good looking too. They're all getting it today. All right. Because you want to know what's not handsome?
We're getting what?
Missing
What are we-
shots.
Oh, wait, what are we doing?
I feel so attacked right now.
Look, I
Are
know
we-
he's good looking.
Yes.
Are we
He
doing?
distracts me too.
Are we doing slump busters? What are we doing? What does
What do you
everybody
mean?
get? You said everybody's getting it. What are they getting?
They're getting TTL, dude.
Business.
They're getting some business today. Because I'm telling you right now,
But
I better see some threes dropping tonight against
can
the
you
C's.
understand what
Threes against
do
the
you
C's.
not- No, he's not even. You can't even.
You know what though?
So
I'm
you
excited
still
to
haven't
see this
answered my question. You blew by it. So if he's in there for 50 possessions and he shoots 8 threes, what is he doing the other 41 or 42 possessions?
I don't know.
Right, but that's why Dunks got on the bench. He didn't get on the bench because he was missing threes. He got on the bench
Actually,
because
he
of all the
did.
other stuff.
Actually, he did go on the bench because if he was making threes, he wouldn't be on the bench. You sound silly. You
Well,
sound like a
okay.
silly guy.
Well, he was
Who's-
in the
who's
game for
putting
3
somebody to the bench?
seconds when he got the 3
Who's-
fouls
Yeah, that's also an
every
issue.
game.
That is an issue.
Uh,
He also is missing.
Okay, all right. I can't dude. So what do you think they should be shooting? 75% from 3?
That's what they owe me for the rest of the season. That would be nice.
Dude, what? Yeah.
If according to you things are going to balance out, that would be nice.
Nobody's making threes on that team. They are one of the worst 3-point shooting teams in the league.
You're right. And that's why I'm looking at it and saying, hey, do I need to go get a Bojan Bogdanovic? Huh? Do I need to go shake it up a little?
Bogdanovic, he makes threes against the Heat. I don't see him making none no other time.
He's a really great 3-point shooter, Leroy. Been great his whole career at it.
Okay. Okay.
Okay.
So that you think that does it?
What?
Okay.
How about here? Hear me out before you get all crazy.
Hmm?
A big accomplishes just as much.
Oh my God.
Because it gives your 3-point shooters more open threes.
Dude, they're not making open, contested, pull up, spot up.
So you just want to go get a new intangible.
I just want to get
You
some
treating it
damn-
why you treating 3-point shooting like running backs in the NFL?
Dude, You got
No,
running back.
answer that question.
Why am I treating it like that?
Yeah.
Because that's literally how the Heat have been doing it for their entire existence. Wayne Ellington. Once it's not Wayne Ellington, it's Duncan Robinson. When it's not Duncan Robinson, it's Max Strus. When the time's up, the time's up. All right. You're either gonna be elite or you're gonna turn into a pumpkin. What is it gonna be?
I mean,
You tell me,
elite.
Cinderella.
You mean forever? Be elite forever.
Let's get it going. Why do you think? I'm sorry. Do you think someone's gonna pay you a lot of money like Duncan Robinson because of a hezzy? I don't think so.
Stop it. I'm telling you now. Stop it. You should not be saying that. Boy Wonder doesn't even say it. Tyler Hero doesn't even say hezzy.
He says hezzy, dude.
You ain't that damn hip.
Dude, I know the lingo. All right.
There's nothing. The only person that can make it worse by saying hezzy is Skip Bayless.
Anyway, that wasn't really headlines, but it was brought to you by the new Palmetto Ford Truck Supercenter. Why buy your truck at a car store? Palmetto Ford.
We know trucks.
Interesting that Leroy brought up running backs. Somebody seems to think the Dolphins are going to land a star. That's next. I already got the hook for this song. You know what? Max, I promise you a new parody if you hit threes tonight. It's already in my mind, dude. It's already in my mind.
Wow, so the bar's already cooked up.
It's
You're ready
already
to go.
done. I already got the hook.
Okay.
I'm
Wow, already
intrigued.
have the hook?
Yep.
That's impressive.
Yep.
All right.
Bars, dude.
Are we going to be able to hear this anytime soon?
It depends how good he plays tonight. It's going to either be a good song or a bad song tomorrow.
Wow, so the
If
hook
you're
can go either
listening,
way. It's
if
like
you're
a
listening,
Go either
yeah.
way,
Wow,
dude.
it's
It
like a
could go
kaleidoscope
either way,
thing.
dude. All right.
You choose your ending. That's cool. I'll take
All
that.
right.
Get back into the Heat in just a bit, but I want to flip over to the Dolphins for a sec. Some non-Tua talk, but juicy. Juicy, all right?
Mhm.
So we get these odds from time to time. Happens very frequently with the Heat. People say, Pascal Siakam's next team, and the Heat will be like plus 750, whatever. Where is Shea Gilgeous-Alexander going to end up? Heat plus 1,000, whatever. So I got one today from one of these odds makers, Leroy, on Saquon Barkley's 2023 Week 1 team. And to my delight, after the New York Giants, which is the favorite, understandably so, had a monster year. He's only going to be 26 next month. And, he's the, what was he, number 2 overall?
Yeah, like drafted, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So they're the favorite to keep him minus 250. But if we were to change teams, Miami Dolphins favorite at plus 750 to acquire Saquon Barkley for next season. And I gotta say, Leroy, it intrigues me. What say you?
I think with the large and big variety of runs that they run with all their different people, how does Saquon Barkley fit to just have a basic running game? Part of what makes them unique is all the different ways they run the football. If you bring in a running back like Saquon Barkley, you almost eliminate a lot of those things. Now, I'm not saying he's not good, and I'm not saying that maybe you can do other things, but that is one of the dynamics of this team that is kind of taken away when you add a running back of that stature. Make any sense or no?
Or what?
But see, here's the problem. Here's the problem.
26 in the league in rushing this year. Leroy.
I do the show with a guy. If you mention a name in any sport, he gets excited.
That's
It
right.
doesn't matter
What's wrong with that?
whether it fits or not.
What's wrong with that? How can you hold on? You're telling me right now, Mike McDaniel couldn't make Saquon Barkley work?
No, I'm not saying that.
Because
I'm
the
not,
Giants,
I did. Oh,
Giants are 4th in rushing.
Why do we have conversations? And sometimes I wonder if.
Why do we have conversations? Because that's the point. I'm
No,
supposed to
but when
you're supposed to explain it.
But after the conversation, I feel like I just had a conversation with myself
No,
because
that's
you
not
just
true. I'm listening.
You plowing through.
You have a point. Counterpoint. Giants were 4th in rushing. Dolphins were 26th.
Well, that's because they couldn't throw the football.
That's because the Dolphins couldn't throw the football, or because the
No,
Giants couldn't throw the
the
football?
Giants couldn't throw the football.
All right, but
Daniel Dimes was more like a penny.
Okay, but even still, he's one of the best running backs in the league.
Yes, agreed. I'm not, and I'm at no point in time did I dispute that.
What do you have to trade for somebody like him? Because they would. I mean, he's going to need a new contract, obviously, right? That's what it's come that time.
Mm-hmm.
Stephen Ross doesn't spare any expense, but also, they got to figure out this Giants team that probably had this unexpected run to the playoffs this year. They got to pay Danny Dimes, or are you going to pay Saquon Barkley?
They probably need a receiver. Yeah, I would say that. Draft picks, which you don't have.
Oh, I mean, you can always just. I mean, I don't think if you're gonna have to pay a running back, I don't feel like a running back's gonna go for. I mean, what did McCaffrey go for? He went for 2 second rounds or 3 second rounds?
No.
What did he go
first
for?
rounders.
No, he didn't.
No?
No, he didn't. He didn't go for first round. I think he went for 2 second rounders. Maybe it was 3.
Man, it seems like it was a lot of picks. It was 2023 second, third, and fourth round, but a fifth round from 2024 as well. So 4 picks overall.
Okay, so he only went for 1 second round pick.
Yeah, 1 second
So
round.
4 picks overall, but only 1 second rounder.
Yeah.
Would you say Christian McCaffrey is more dynamic than Saquon Barkley?
They're both pretty dynamic. I mean, Saquon had like 1,600 total yards this year.
Looked healthy.
He looked great. Yeah, he's finally after the ACL tear, took him a couple of years to get going again.
Yeah, that's
it looked
usually how
amazing.
that works.
Yeah.
I mean,
Like you can play in a year, but you're not.
Do you feel like it's too much of it? Because you're gonna have to pay him obviously a boatload of money. Do you feel like it's too much of an expense because you already have so much invested into the receivers?
I think you need, without knowing what.
I like stars, dude.
I know.
I like stars.
We've already.
Oh, Saquon.
I would say this team could always use a linebacker. Don't know what the defensive back situation is. Don't know. You could also always add an offensive lineman and a linebacker.
But you were saying, just a day ago, look at all the teams and their ability to run the football.
Yes.
The Dolphins were a bottom 5 team in the league this year at running the football.
Yes.
I'm getting you one of the best in the league. Like I got to be honest with you, Leroy. I'm kind of getting goosed up over this. Why would they do that? These odds makers. Why would they do that? Why would they just throw out there the Dolphins are the favorite if he were not to stay with the Giants, which is obviously the most likely scenario here?
Think about this. When they invest in their quarterback, the most important player after that is going to be Saquon Barkley. So I highly doubt that the New York Giants let him go.
I do too. But let's say they do.
Especially without getting a first round pick. Because now,
Tom Brady.
If you didn't do that, here's the deal. You're going to be complaining about we got Daniel Jones with no run game.
Guy says Barkley is great, but I think the Vikings cut ties with Dalvin Cook.
Ooh, that tickles my fancy.
That does tickle my fancy too. You
you,
made him cry, didn't you?
I did not. That was a lie. That was one of the
lies. It was one of the lies. I
for
apologize.
Sure. He was way bigger and faster than everyone else. That name intrigues me as well. And another name that I see, because obviously there's an issue in Dallas. They got 2 running backs. I mean,
No.
Why? Little Zeke.
My last. Well, Zeke is on the back 9 as far as running backs.
Yeah.
For the low. Tony Pollard has been way more explosive than he has.
Yeah, they're gonna keep Pollard.
And my last visual of Ezekiel Elliott
was getting
does not bode well on my mentals. However, I'm more than sure that on his way back, he was doing this, looking to the sidelines. Like, really? I mean, how do you have a flea flicker, a play that you're supposed to toss it around, and you don't even get the first toss?
Not a good sign.
Nope.
Man, I think I want Saquon Barkley, dude. Go get him.
Wow.
Go get that guy.
Yeah.
How
I want
about
some more
Dalvin
stars,
Cook?
dude.
I mean,
I'll take Dalvin Cook.
If you had Jeff Wilson for the whole year, that would have worked out too. He was pretty good.
He was all right.
He was nice. He was good. He was little McDaniel Jet. They're fine.
Yeah.
It's just not as big a name as.
There
we go,
dude. You are a little Saquon Barkley. You're barking up the wrong tree.
You're...
Oopsies. We go across the pond. We'll talk a little fish coming up with our guy Peter Pratt from Locked On Mullins after this. Minus one. Not a fan. Minus one.
Not a fan of Fergie?
I mean, I'm a fan of Fergie.
Yeah.
You know, she's owner of the Dolphins.
Yeah, exactly.
Minus one.
Yeah, that's fair. I'll take that.
What's some of her best songs?
You think London Bridge is one of Fergie's best songs?
No, I said not. I said not.
Okay, my humps for sure.
Oh, numero uno.
Yeah. Fergalicious, is that my humps? I don't know. Are those
They might be the same song. I'm not positive.
The national anthem.
Of course.
That's
gotta
my
be-
number one.
That's got to be.
That's
And
my
Big Girls
number
Don't Cry.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right, cool. No, that's fair then. Let me just go ahead.
Minus one.
Let's go out to the Toyota of Hollywood guest line. Shop over 1,500 Toyotas indoors in one of America's largest showrooms at Toyota of Hollywood on 441 between Hollywood and Sheridan. There we will talk to the great Peter Pratt, who is the host of the Locked On Marlins podcast. He is, what a podcast soldier this guy was last year. Podcast every day for your Miami Marlins. Which Peter,
He talked more about the Marlins than we did.
that's impressive, Peter. I mean, that really is to have to do something every day with what last year was, which was very frustrating. Kudos to you, my friend, and welcome to the show.
Absolutely. Thanks for having me on. And yeah, last year, boy, that was pain. The daily podcast was just pain.
But
things are heating up.
Yeah, I have to be excited now. Now you got some juicy stuff. The Marlins going and making a big move over the weekend. Getting Luis Arias from the Minnesota Twins. Like your reaction to that one going down? They said that that they were going to be finally making a splash sometime soon, and they did it.
Yeah, absolutely. I sat down. It was Friday night. I was thinking, hey, let's settle in. A few beers on the go. Next thing is Luis Arias, Pablo Lopez. Let's go. And I was like, okay. As you do when you podcast, you fire it up, right? Immediate reaction. And yeah, my immediate reaction was painful to lose Pablo Lopez. I mean, he's been a big part of the Marlins for many years, and he's a stud, top guy as well. So that was painful. But the Marlins, we know it. They need some sticks. They need sticks so badly. And Arias, boy, oh boy, he is a stick. So I think it's a nice deal.
How do you think this? Go ahead, Leroy. What do you got?
Well, I'm just curious because we've all seen something similar in the past where they've spent money, made trades to get names or bats or arms or whatever. But do you get a different feel about these moves this year with this organization and with this leadership than you did in the past?
Oh boy. I mean, what I must say is I can tell that Kim Ang is in a contract year. Let me just say that right now. Like, the pressure is on for Kim. You know, this is the last year of a deal. In the 2 years that she's been GM, the Marlins have lost nearly 190 games in those 2 years. So listen, Kim, when it was talk about this deal, this Arias deal, and they had to get the prospect in there to get a deal done. The reason you've got to get a deal done is Kim is on the clock. Like, she has to make things happen. The sticks, the offense has to be better. And you can't worry about a 19-year-old shortstop prospect. You have to get the major league product absolutely on fire. I like what they're doing. They're really changing tact. Last year, Don Mattingly at one point called it out. We're all the same guy. Built the same. This team is built the same, looking to hit home runs in a ballpark that isn't conducive to hitting home runs. So what have they done? Let's go contact first. Let's just get the offense going, and let's get let's just accumulate rather than just try to bomb it away. And I think it's a sensible approach for the ballpark that they play in. So yeah. I'm all aboard.
And the thing with them, ever since even going back to the old stadium, like they always have that giant canyon that they've had to deal with.
Goodness,
and that's that hasn't really changed with the new place. And if you don't have the Giancarlo Stanton of the world, it's hard to get it out of there. Peter, what did you think of the idea and move and the whole process of Jazz apparently taking the center field job that never seems to get solved?
You've called it there, right? Talk about a question or a problem that has just been so tough to solve for the Fish. Fundamentally, I love it. I love the fact that Jazz knocks down Skip Schumacher's door and say, Skip, listen, you haven't got a center fielder. I'm happy to step up and be that guy. I'm happy to carry this Marlins team, this organization, and solve problems for you now. and just go out there and win a Gold Glove. I mean, that is just Jazz Chisholm Jr. in a nutshell. Am I nervous? Yes, I'm nervous. I mean, he's never played center field ever before. So it feels like a Marlins move. It is a Marlins move in many ways. It's high risk, high reward. But listen, I'm excited to see what Jazz can do. I'm nervous, but listen, it's an upgrade on Jesus Sanchez. Let's just kind of end it there, I think.
Do you have any faith that any of these young guys, Peter, are going to come through? Like any other young bats that are in their system? Like, is a turnaround for JJ Bleday possible? Like, was there anybody towards the end? Because you were literally, sitting there when all of us were checked out. You're still checking in. Like, did anybody impress or give you promise or hope that, you know what, I got my eye on this guy this year, and maybe he's going to surprise some people?
I think you named it. I think Bleday is the one, and the Marlins, it's fair to say, they've had some struggles here developing some offensive talent. Like, that's at the root of the problem here, where a lot of the prospects have flamed. What I must say is, though, like, the pressure on these guys, these prospects, to come in and just hit the ground running at the major league level it's too high. There's too much pressure, too much expectation, because these guys, they come in, and next thing is they're trying to, face off against the best pitchers in baseball. The talent difference from AA and AAA up to the major league level, pitching wise, it's so great. There needs to be adjustment period. So to answer the question, though, Bleday, I think, is the one. I would have also, the Marlins have moved on from him, but I would have liked to have seen Lewin Diaz get another opportunity. I do think these lefty guys, with the shift changing, I think does, it's interesting to see how it plays out and will it impact it. But fundamentally, the Marlins they've got older this offseason. They've continued to get, a little bit older here, adding in Mean Gene Segura, and obviously Johnny Cueto's in the house from the pitching side. There's not a lot of prospects, I don't think, that are going to be around this roster to start the year. So Bleday could be the one. Likely, he's probably going to start in AAA again this year. So, yeah, it's going to be over to the vets. What can you do? Can you stay competitive to the deadline, add some bits, and push for a wild card? I think that's basically the plan here for the Fish.
So you think there's we shouldn't be worried about JJ Bleday not being up or not being able to see him at the major league level, because it's just the process that these guys go through. It takes a bit.
I think so. I think we just need to give them some time. The expectation that guys just come up and rake, okay, the Braves, somehow they managed to make it happen, but everyone else, every other mortal franchise has just got to deal with the struggles that, these young guys, they go through. It's hard. Hitting this pitching is tough. So for me, for Bleday, I'm no way checked out on him. There's tons of time. And for the Marlins, in some ways, it's bad PR if Bleday busts. They want Bleday to work out. First round pick from a few years ago. They want to give him every chance to succeed. I'm not sure he will, but I think he'll be given every opportunity to succeed. Maybe not quite as long as leash as, say, Lewis Brinson was given, but
oh my God.
I think there's they will give him an opportunity, and to that point around the shift, these lefty sticks, I think they're going to get an uptick now, without having to deal with this kind of four men there right between first and second base, and guys in shallow right field, and all sorts that was going on. It was hard enough anyway without there being six guys trying to defend your balls. So, yeah, I'm still all in on Bleday, and I think the Marlins are too.
Talking to Peter Pratt from the Locked On Marlins podcast, of course. Scott his start over with the Fish Across the Pond podcast, which, Peter, just to give our audience, how the hell did you find your way, in the UK, becoming as diehard a Marlins follower as you are?
What was I thinking? What the hell was I thinking, to be honest? I mean, I blame it on my wife. I blame everything on my wife, to be honest with you. But we went out to Miami back in 2016, and I said, listen, let's go to the baseball. They've got a baseball club there. And they're going to play in this Marlins stadium, I think I was calling it. And we went down to watch a game. Stanton hit a home run. And I was like, actually, this is fun. So there and then I made the decision. I'm going to follow the Miami Marlins at that point in time. Then the rebuild started, so that was fun. But I was inspired. It was at the time, 2017, a lot of podcasts started to kind of just pop up. And I was like, I think I could do this. I think this could be fun. So I got myself, 3 other UK guys, all of us Marlins fans, and did a weekly show, all UK guys covering the Marlins. It's fair to say the production quality not amazing. It's fair to say it was pretty poor. But we had fun doing it, and there you go. End up doing transition over to Locked On, and doing daily pods covering the Marlins from the UK. It's a bit of a wild thing and a weird fit, but I'm enjoying it. So that's the main thing.
When do the games start there? You got games at 1 o'clock in the morning, right?
Yeah, it's late. You've either got the UK friendly, so like the 1 p.m. starts for you guys, 6 p.m. for me. It's absolutely perfect. Those games, I live for them games. I finish work 6 o'clock. Oh boy, those Thursday evenings there are perfect, and Sunday. But yeah, it's late time. Midnight, 1 a.m. If I can't watch any of the game, I'll go dark on social media, pick it up in the morning and watch the game, because baseball with spoilers, if you know what's going to happen in baseball, it's definitely not as fun to watch. So I go fully dark and I'll watch it back, without knowing what's going to happen.
Yeah, it is always fascinating to watch you on Twitter react to things at like 9 a.m. I'm like, whoa. It's you're getting the review of it. Was there from the other moves that they made, Segura, Cueto, like, do you like these acquisitions? Like, how do you think each one of those is going to help them this year, Peter?
I like the Cueto deal because it allowed the Pablo deal. It's the domino effect, right? You sign Cueto, you move Pablo, and you get Arias. Like that's just the domino effect. I like that. I mean, Arias, I like the stick. Gene Segura, I'm intrigued about. When they signed him, I was uncertain about where he was going to play. Sounds like he's going to play third base. We'll wait and see if that actually happens. I like the player. And the Marlins just needed more hitters. They just needed guys that can hit. There was just too much swing and miss and too much strikeout. Let's get some professional hitters in here and get it rolling. So overall, I mean, the other thing we have to say, we haven't talked about him, the Marlins moving on from Miggy Rowe, and potentially going with Jacob Amaya maybe at shortstop. I mean, that's a big decision. I'm intrigued to see if it works out. Like defensively, Miggy Rowe was just an absolute stud. And for a team that wants to be pitching and defense, to move your best defender, interesting play. But Kim Ang, all in this year. She's trying to just do something different and try and get some different results. It's been a tough couple of years for the Marlins.
Yep.
Peter, we appreciate the time, man. Thank you so much. Hope we'll check in again during the season. And all the best to you, man. Thanks for making time for us.
Thanks, Peter.
You've got it, guys.
Go check him out. Locked On Marlins podcast. Peter Pratt does a fantastic job covering the team.
Can I ask you a question? Because I know you.
Yes.
Did you hear anything he said, or were you just listening to the accent?
I was delighted by every word.
Everything
you can follow Peter on Twitter at Miami Marlins _UK. He's a fantastic follow. And if you are still holding out hope for the Marlins, he is one of the most diehard ones out there and does a great job.
He is a lot more patient. It seems like people who are fans from afar are a lot more patient than people who see it up close. Right? It's a weird thing because you can't be rats off a ship if you're a fan from that far away. You're gonna have a level of patience with your team.
I gotta tell you, I definitely think that Triple M might be stealing Peter Pratt's name of Mean Gene Segura. Mean Gene Segura might be making a return this year. Who knows? Take a break, and we'll get back to some more silly sauce after this.
The result.
That's how you make chips, sister. Got into you.
The greatest song going right now.
Whoa.
Greatest lyricist of our time.
Whoa.
Nothing speaks to my soul quite like this song.
Me neither, dude.
I can do all these things.
You know what time it is, all right? Stop beating around the bush, dude. It's cat talk time. All right, hockey fans, don't sit this one out. When it's game time, make Celsius a part of your play and get that energy up. Game day is fueled by Celsius Essential Energy Drinks, the official energy drink of the Florida.
I gotta go get mine. I got South Beach flavor.
All right, were you gonna get it, or do you want to? Can you walk?
Yeah, you probably shouldn't walk.
Yeah, maybe you should.
I can walk.
Maybe you could spin. While he's going over there, the Panthers did lose last night. They fell to the New York Rangers 6-2 with the Lion King in the between the pipes. He gave up a 5 spot last night. Panthers, tough one for them. They got a back-to-back as they're back in action tonight against the Pittsburgh Penguins, the most appropriate name in all of ice sports.
Yeah, agreed.
Yep.
For sure. There's no Yetis, right?
No Yetis.
A lot of Kraken fans in Seattle.
Oh, really?
Mm-hmm.
Well, what do they have? They got the Mariners still. Yeah, so that's the only thing they don't have is basketball right now, right?
Yeah, for sure. And I'll tell you what, you can tell. There's not, you know how you'll drive around here, you'll see a basketball court of some sort.
Yeah.
Zero basketball courts out
They
there.
say it's a great city for it, though. I think when they expand, it's going to go back for sure.
Yeah, I was wearing some Heat stuff, and you saw a couple basketball fans see my Heat stuff. I'm like,
sad.
Look at that basketball.
And they just were dreary. They were just like, oh, miss basketball, Seattle. Isn't that how they all are?
Yeah,
that's not?
That's it. No, that's it.
Oh,
Perfect.
all right.
It's a grunge music for you there.
Yeah. Hey, I miss the Sonics. Sean Kemp and Kevin Durant. Man, imagine having Kevin Durant taken from you. That's gnarly.
That is, I mean, and look, the not only that franchise went on to get Harden, Russell Westbrook, Serge Ibaka. That was a good starting four there.
Kevin Durant taken from you just like that. I mean, those bastards.
Leroy knows what that feels like. Well, I mean,
he
he
does
the whole thing, but that's I can't imagine that, man. A whole team just like
the Kraken is a cool name. Like a lot of the times they botch the names, but when everybody like when Seattle Kraken came out, I'm like, that's a cool name.
Yeah, that is.
Who thinks of that mythological lake creature?
Yeah.
Did you see the Loch Ness monster?
I haven't seen him. Have you seen him?
Disappointing.
Yeah, it is. It looks like
wow.
You did forest or something.
No Loch Ness monster, huh?
Can I ask you a question?
Sure.
All right. First of all, here's my flavor.
Peach vibe. Ooh, yeah.
So,
Peach vibes are good.
So, you can hear it out of your headphones a little bit.
Yeah.
And so I walk in the room and I hear Loch Ness monster.
Yeah.
And I'm thinking, how? I was just going to get a Celsius.
We were recapping.
And then I hear Loch Ness monster.
We were recapping Marcos's trip to Seattle. And he was mentioning, because we were doing cat talk, and then we discussed the Kraken. He said there's a lot of Kraken fans over there in Seattle.
Yeah, they're proud.
Which is a cool nick. It's a cool name. Like usually the new name is, and then we were talking about them losing the Seattle Sonics. And then we discussed how what it's like to have a team just leave the city. It's kind of crazy.
I was on the team.
Yep. Everybody was mad. Nobody went to those games right at the end.
Well,
do people take it out on you?
Here's what happened. So for some reason, Cleveland Browns doing Cleveland Brown stuff. They announced we were leaving after that year when we were leading the division.
Oof.
So we started getting peppered with questions. We have no idea what to do as players, right? They did some, late ditch effort to try to get the team to stay, and then they promised to build the stadium, which, people don't realize. When I first got to Cleveland, they had a diagram of the new stadium that was going to be built.
Yeah, didn't he loan money to the other teams or something like that?
Right, and the way the city repaid him was, I guess they assumed that the Browns would always be there. And so they said, no, we're going to build a new baseball field. We're going to build new a basketball arena downtown, which is worse than the other one, by the way. And the Browns are like, okay, we're out. So in comes Baltimore. And Baltimore says, because keep in mind, that was also around the same time where Joe Robbie died.
Yeah.
And the problem with that was, and how this affected the rest of the league was, they had to pay an inheritance tax.
Right.
And that's why they had to sell the team. So what happened is, if you notice, everybody else who still has their team is not the owner of a team. They're the CEO now.
Right.
And so they all became corporations.
But the thing is, like, when did they announce the Browns were going back? Like, it was like a couple
Well,
years
that
after
was part of the agreement, was that a stadium was going to be built and the Browns would return when the stadium was built.
Because Seattle's like still no basketball team, but everybody assumes if they expand, it's going to be Seattle and Vegas,
right?
With a couple of teams shifting from the west to the east. That's the way it's going to work.
Well, when the NFL added teams, Seattle used to be in the AFC.
Yep.
And they moved to the NFC.
Hey, Seattle.
If I'm not mistaken, did Tampa go from the AFC to the NFC, or they always been in the NFC?
I don't remember, dude.
I think Tampa.
I remember when it was 3 divisions instead of 4.
Right. Because I remember Tampa.
Colts used to be in the East.
Huh?
The Colts, they used to be in
the
the
Colts. There it is. The Colts. The Colts used to be in the East, but it was always an AFC team. And I remember Tampa, who was in
the Cardinals in the NFC East?
It was the Cardinals. Wasn't the Cardinals in the same division with the Giants, right? Yeah.
Weird. Very weird.
So there's been some movement to even them out, but I would say that it doesn't seem like people make a big enough deal when basketball switches towns, right? Because when New Orleans left, when the Jazz left New Orleans, like everybody, like, okay, bye, Pistol Pete. That was it. But football, holy smokes. And there's only been a handful of teams. The Rams have probably moved more than anybody. Or the Rams, the Raiders. The Raiders moved from LA to Oakland, to LA to Oakland to Vegas. The Rams went from St. Louis to LA. That's really like Tennessee. I mean, Houston went from Houston and became Tennessee Titans. Indy was the big one because they did it like in the middle of the night, where they just moved to Baltimore moved to Indianapolis. Was that it? No, wait. Yeah. Baltimore moved to Indianapolis.
Yep.
So, and I want to say that of all those moves, Baltimore is the only one that really got a team back, right?
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah. So
anyway, as far as cat talk, Panthers lost last night 6-2. And they're back in action tonight against the Penguins. And the only other thing that you got to, as far as injuries are concerned, like maybe Anthony Duclair is going to be coming back sometime soon. Like he started non-contact skating at full speed last week, so that's good news. Getting Duclair would definitely be a nice little burst for them.
Offensively or defensively?
Offensively, but I mean that's torn Achilles is no joke. I don't know if it's like easier in hockey or anything in terms of that, but I feel like it's still no joke.
As far as I always wonder about that is how much different skating is on your lower body than running, because you can't get folded up like Patrick Mahomes did in hockey, right? But they do get some terrible leg injuries.
Yeah, for sure.
So it's hard to really know what he has to go through to be able to get back on the ice, whether it's the same time frame or is because you don't have to plant, is it a little bit easier coming back on skates?
I think his injury I don't think it was as long, because I think his injury was in the summer, I feel like. So it does feel like it's a faster recovery. I mean, I don't know. Is that because you wear a skate that's all the way, that's like a boot basically on there? But Anyway, he's awesome. So it's nice to it would be
He's
nice
awesome.
to get it'd be nice
Wouldn't
to
that
get
be something if there was a big turnaround just with his return?
It'd help. I mean, they have been playing. Look, the Panthers have been playing better. They really have. They have gotten on a little bit of a run ski here, so that's good. They needed it because it was very disappointing.
Are they still 4 points out or 5 points out?
Let's see. Officially, right now, games in hand. Do I get to say that?
No.
No game. I don't get to mention games in hand.
No, because
All
you're
right.
assuming they're going to win those games in hand.
Well, 3 points out.
3
But-
points.
Right behind the Penguins, who they play tonight. So they could have passed the Penguins if they would have won last night, but they did not.
Wow.
So they can close in on it.
If
What
I
happened?
could show you this, it looks like what do you call that? Coolant for your car. See it?
Looks great. Looks refreshing. Plus, I hear all that ice you got in there.
It's tasty. This is one of my favorites.
Anyway, that's Cat Talk, which is, of course, brought to us by our friends at Celsius. Hockey fans, don't sit this one out. When it's game time, make Celsius a part of your play and get that energy up. Game day is fueled by Celsius Essential Energy Drinks, the official energy drink of the Florida Panthers. As far as the rest of your headlines, which are brought to you by the new Palmetto Ford Truck Super Center, why buy your truck at a car store? Palmetto Ford.
We know trucks.
Here's your lineup tonight, and then we'll get into some heat trade fodder that has come across the wire today. The Panthers, as we mentioned, they're back in action at 7. The Heat, they take on the Celtics tonight at 7:30, 6:15. Solana has pre-heat for you. Heat and C's, getting it going. The Celtics lost last night to the Magic, got whooped 113-98. So the Heat will try and get it. I think that ended a 9-game win streak for the Celtics too.
Yep.
It did.
Number 20.
You know what that means?
Yeah, that's right. It's time
We
to
call
send-
we call these games
Hmm?
mouthpiece and chin strap.
Buckle up, dude.
Yeah.
The number 20 Miami Hurricanes take on Florida State tonight at 7 o'clock. I believe that game is on the Shark 104.3. So you guys can listen to that 104.3 FM. Rock out with the Shark out. And today at 4 o'clock.
Hold on. You can't just keep saying that. That's
Why?
not like no one has. You are the one who made that up, I think. I don't want
Is it a problem? I mean, like, they're saying, dude.
They haven't
That's-
approved that. I don't think they've approved
I'm
that.
pretty sure that's the Shark saying.
Rock out with your Shark out.
And then finally, congratulations to Bill O'Brien. He has finished coaching rehab. He is leaving Alabama to become the Patriots offensive coordinator.
Is that unbelievable?
Congratulations.
It's- everybody goes.
Who's
it's
next?
like-
That's what we want to know.
And here, you want to know the trick with this? Here is the true scam. So, say a coach makes $5 million a year, right?
Yep.
If he gets fired, usually, and gets another job, he gets paid the difference, right? So, whatever you get for your new job, you subtract from what your previous team owes you. How do you know he don't go to coaching rehab for $1? So Nick Saban ain't got to pay for it. He's like, hey, the payment is you getting to come to my rehab.
True.
It don't cost him anything. Meanwhile, he's getting all of these what we call them transfer portal coaches
Yep.
to come and take a little stop before they go back and get their job. And I will almost guarantee you. You ready for this? This is the ingenious part of this. That Bill O'Brien, his previous contract was up after this year. Then he leaves coaching rehab.
Right into Belichick's bosom.
Right. I mean, I got to tell you, it's going to be better than Matt Patricia, who I didn't even know was an offensive coach.
Neither did he.
Was he?
I mean, I guess.
We'll take a quick break. So some Miami Heat trade fodder is out there.
Wait. You're not going into this with the same enthusiasm that you normally do. Because
Well-
I'm going to tell you why. I'm already going to tell you why. Who's going to have to leave in the trade? The proposed trade. That's what. Yeah. Okay.
Well, no, you don't know. Well, maybe I'm showing a good poker
I
hand.
know, dude. I know you.
We'll tell you about it next. right, welcome back, everybody. Tobin and Leroy. Take you up until 2 o'clock here today. Got a little Damage is Done, my friend, coming up in about 15 minutes. Our favorite Tuesday game. Thanks again to Peter Pratt for joining the show early. If you guys missed it, he was fantastic on the Marlins. He's also
Dedicated, man.
wonderfully British.
Yeah,
just wonderfully British. And even the person said, he's like, love this guy. He goes, you should have him on more often. Makes Miami Marlins baseball sound so much more intriguing.
Really does.
Exactly.
Yeah.
That's the point. This happens with soccer too. Somehow it just sounds better, you know? No, there are greats. Chris Whittingham, great American soccer announcers.
I like Nigel.
There's something about a bloke calling the beautiful game. Just makes it mwah. And I just feel same thing with boxing. Oh, you have a bloke on the blow-by-blow for boxing? Man, that's a call right there. I love that. Watch a 4 a.m. fight, 4 p.m. fight with the London crew on DAZN. If I still subscribe to them, which I do not.
Whoa.
You screwed me.
Okay.
But theoretically, when I did and enjoyed their London product, oh, what a delight.
Well, you know what sucks?
Even darts. The blokes love darts.
Whoa! It's when you go back to the zone, they're gonna jack up the price because you left.
I'm not going back.
You're not gonna get the grandfather. You're not gonna be grandfathered in.
They told me I was gonna be grandfathered, and they screwed me. That's why I left. And then the next Canelo fight, pay-per-view. And I said, you told me pay-per-view was dead. I'm done with you.
No, you're dead.
You're dead. You know what the D in DAZN stands for? Dead to me. But that's Friday's game. Damage is Done is coming on up. Now, let's get to this. So, little trade fodder for you here. All right. Kyle Lowry. Oh, this is interesting. According to Kevin O'Connor of The Ringer. That's Bill Simmons' website. So, I'm sure they got to have somebody there today, right? Feels like The Ringer always has somebody following the Celtics. Look at Tatum and Pritchard. Intangibles. Oh, Hauser.
You done?
What? No, I'm fine. According to The Ringer, the Clippers have interest. Kyle Lowry and Fred VanVleet. So they want a point guard upgrade on the Clippers, Leroy.
They want both Kyle Lowry and VanVleet?
No, they're just looking at those are the guys they have interest in upgrading at point guard. So like if they make a move.
Oh, they don't like Russ?
That's the Lakers, dude.
You said the Clippers.
The Clippers.
Sorry.
But I don't think the Heat would do like a Kyle Lowry for Russ trade. Plus you still got to tack on $15 more million somehow. But does that intrigue you? Now, one guy who the Heat, I think, could have some interest in, Leroy. This could tickle your fancy. The other Morris brother, Marcus Morris, is on the Clippers. 6'8", much better. The good brother. He's the good Morris.
Yeah.
Good shooter. Bulky. 6'8", that perfect fit next to Bam in the mold of a PJ Tucker. Not as good a defender, but still solid. Good rebounder. Doesn't tickle your fancy?
Here's what I would say.
For Low Dog?
Here's what we're doing here that I don't like doing. Would Morris be an added piece? And could we make up for the loss of Kyle Lowry? Yes. So from that aspect of it, the trade would be good for the Heat.
Right.
However, you still have the same problems. And so that's why the trade wouldn't be that good.
He's a pure power forward though. Like that's the help. Like you're getting the added size. Like it's not
you're getting the added size.
Yeah, you're getting the added size that you want. Like he's not it's not putting a
no
6'5".
Hey, I want size.
I know you want a 7-footer. I understand. But what about what Jax told us? The return of Yurt?
He ain't back yet.
He might be. Why would Jack say that?
I know.
Why would he say that?
Listen, I'm always gonna listen to Jax.
Why would they do that?
Jax ain't gonna overdo it or underdo it, and he's gonna be very careful because he does the games.
Mm-hmm.
So I believe him. But what I'm saying is, he ain't back yet. And there's no guarantee he's going to come back and be what you need him to be. Not right away.
Yeah, but it's like one of these things, like if we're looking at the writing on the wall, look, maybe Kyle Lowry has a turnaround coming. I mean, he looked great this last game in the fourth quarter. He looked great.
But what do you...
What?
Here's my only question with you.
And
this is what drives me
crazy. Baby? Well, what's the problem, baby?
You want your primary scorers to be Jimmy, Bam, and Tyler.
Mm-hmm.
So Kyle knows that too, that those are the primary scorers. So what do you want? What exactly are you looking for? For Kyle?
I'm looking for him to do more than just Mike Biamonte introducing him at the start of the game, which is what it's felt like recently.
Are you saying that because they've been losing?
They haven't been losing though. They haven't been.
So what's the problem? That like if clearly
because you wanted this guy to be a big addition to your team, and it feels like he's been phased out. And as we have said on this show, it feels like in the end of those lineups, you're talking about a size concern, right?
Yeah.
We're saying that we want Victor Oladipo to close games.
Yep.
Which I think I agree with. He's going to close with Jimmy and Bam. Tyler's definitely going to be out there. They've invested a lot in him. So are you going to go with 3 guards, or are you going to add some size? And if you're going to add some size, what do you do with Kyle Lowry?
I got you.
That's my question.
I got you. I was more than I get all that stuff you're saying, but my big question was, with all the other guys that you have, if Kyle does more, one of those guys is going to do less, and then you're just going to be talking about the other guy.
No, I'm a good judge and balance in these things.
Oh my goodness! No, you're not.
Somebody, if there's anything you can say about old Tobes,
you're not.
I take the long view on things. All right.
No, what?
Yep. I know how to take the view of things and really take it in balance. The question here is what?
I know you're doing something right now. -1 for lying.
That is ridiculous.
-1 for deception, for lying.
All of them?
Yeah. Because we
Although,
know,
you know what,
well, first of all, we all sitting here looking at you square right here going, why is he lying?
Tobin's a fraud.
I'm not. Stop.
Why all of a sudden you say you got the long term? I'm thinking macro, not micro.
Schmieth and
Fraud
Schmolnick
with good access.
Dude, stop. I'm not a fraud with good access, nor a fan with good access. I'm boots on the ground.
Fraud.
Schmiethan says the only long view Tobin takes is at the display at Cheesecake Factory. I love that.
Let me tell you. Let me tell you what those sneaky Cheesecake Factory people did. You used to get that big giant slice of cheesecake that you spent $10 for. Now they put cake in it. It's not all cheesecake. They put regular cake in it to fluff it up, like cut it up with rice. Now we cutting up cheesecake.
It says Tobin's long view is at the end of a Chinese buffet. Love a Chinese buffet. Yeah. Well, I haven't been to actually. I actually haven't.
Have you ever been to
a
hibachi all you could eat?
Yes.
Yeah.
Oh man.
Yeah, there's one on 441 in Wellington. It's delicious.
But here's the problem. Ooh. Here's the problem. You know why they win, right? They win because you can only eat so much anyway.
How about they shame you with the signs? Don't take what you can't eat. No leftovers. Like, you guys have rules for the buffet now?
I mean, yeah, they try not to waste food, dude.
I understand. It's a buffet. You got to go in knowing there's going to be some loss.
No, because here's why he could say that, right? Because when we ate breakfast, he literally kicked the tires on everything.
Of course.
He goes, ooh, chorizo. Ooh,
So what?
He ate like 3 different kinds of sausage, eggs, right? The only section he passed over was fruit, and when they do the little cottage cheese with the fruit section, yeah, he went right
no
by
need.
that. Once I get the eggs and the toast, I'm done. Like I feel like I could get, and here's the crazy thing. When we got in, because we usually get in late. We get in, I'm starving. So I just go to the room and order some food. It costs more than if you get the breakfast. Yeah. But no, come on, dude. If everybody went into all you can eat with that attitude, they wouldn't be able to stay open with all the food they be wasting. You gotta understand you're gonna take some loss. Like, really?
I've never seen it except at a hibachi buffet. They're like, only take what you can eat.
I hate when you go to a buffet and they ration. Right? So like there's certain items if you go to a buffet that they hand out, right? And it's like, yo, it's a buffet. Fill my plate, dude. What are you doing?
Man. All right. Get to our favorite Tuesday game. The damage is done, my friend, is next.
Damage is done.
Gone, the damage done.
All right. Time to get to our favorite Tuesday game. The damage is done, my friend.
The damage is done, my friend.
Go around the room, say where the damage has been done. You guys get the game by now, right? Come on, dude. Leroy Horde back home today. Is he sleeping?
No.
No. Just bored of
I
me.
was looking at my phone.
All right, I'll go first. So you guys know Stephon Diggs. Really good. Plays for the Bills.
Really
well,
good.
he yelled at Josh Allen after their game on the sidelines because Josh Allen's a bum. And people found it very unbecoming of Stephon Diggs. You know, he apparently left the locker room early. I think like Duke Johnson had to like go chase him down or something like that. So Diggs, he tweets out an explanation, if you will, because everybody's roasting him. You know, these ingrate Bills fans, you know, they'd rather blame Stephon Diggs being passionate and upset. They'd rather blame him than their bum quarterback. He says on Twitter, "Want me to be okay with losing? ? Nah. Want me to be okay with our level of play when it's not up to the standard? Nah. It's easy to criticize my reaction more than the result." And Stephon, I just got to say to you, dude, from the bottom of my heart, I'm sorry that your fan base is full of ingrates, dude. The damage is done, my friend. Bills fans, gonna Bills fan. Wow. And I just got to say, if you need a place to land, on your feet.
We don't want him down here.
Oh, well, not now. I mean, you know, eventually, once he gets tired of Josh Allen's ass. If you need a warm place to go, you just hit up that phone and call Chris Greer, you know? You let us know. And I'm sorry. The damage is done with that fan base. They're heinous.
Off the shit.
I mean, they'd rather root for Ryan Fitzpatrick than one of the best receivers in the league, Stephon. I'm sorry for that. But the damage is done. What can I can't change their behavior. You know, this is the same fan base that blames the sun. Now
Damage is done, my friend.
Maybe they'd like to play football in a bubble. Maybe. What do you got, Leroy?
So I got up about 2 weeks ago and my knee was bothering me a little bit, but it was no, you know, it was just little creaks and stuff like that. But the last few days, I can like barely walk. I don't know what it is. So I tried to make an appointment and they go, first appointment is February 20th. I'm like, you know, I said, ma'am, you do realize that I'm calling you because I'm in a lot of pain. And a month later, I mean, just imagine if I'm calling you now, what it's going to be like in a month later. Would you like me to get you in sooner? George Hyde, no. Damage is done. I'll just sit and wait. At your earliest convenience, I'd like to have my knee, which I can barely walk on, checked. Okay, we'll do our best.
Jeez.
Yeah. So I don't literally don't know what to do.
By the way,
I can barely walk.
Did you see that Stephon Diggs? He was trolled on Twitter by Eli Apple.
That guy doesn't stop.
Damage is done.
He doesn't stop. Are you kidding me?
Shout out to Fancy Tickled 305 for the heads up. Eli Apple tweeted out, "Someone get them in couples therapy at Josh Allen and at Stephon Diggs. I'll pay on God." He really is something. He's something.
And tell him we'll go to couples. We'll go to couple counseling as soon as you stop getting beat by the double move. Holy smokes. Of all the people, talking trash.
Yep.
Shouldn't you just kind of,
I mean, he's moving on. He's just a long. Leroy, what are we going to do if he's a champion?
Oh, my goodness.
In the parade, what is he going to behave like at a parade?
I mean, I hope you don't have to guard anybody.
It's going to be like Deion Waiters. It's going to be like Deion Waiters calling himself Champ Cheese after doing nothing to the Lakers.
He is
I'm Champ Cheese.
That's the equivalent to it, right? I mean,
by the way, yesterday was the anniversary of the Deion Waiters game winner against the Warriors. Do you think Deion Waiters has ever been happy? Do you think Deion Waiters was happier in that moment or was happier winning a championship with the Lakers?
That moment because he was playing. He didn't play.
I think it was that moment. I don't think Deion Waiters has ever been happier playing basketball than the Heat turnaround when he was the star.
Oh, yeah. When they told him just go out and do you.
Yep. Amazing.
Uh-oh.
Okay. What?
Are we going to read this Dak Prescott one?
What happened?
Somebody called out, I can't.
Cowboys.
Oh, I saw that. I saw that. Donovan Mitchell called them. I saw he was upset about that. I'll get the exact tweet from them. But
calling out the kicker?
You actually.
No, they called out Dak.
The exact tweet is actually right here. Dak Prescott gave away the ball twice in a narrow loss to the 49ers in a matchup the Cowboys had a chance to win if they didn't again generate self-inflicted wounds.
Here's the deal. You have to be careful with criticizing turnovers towards the end of a game because you have to take chances depending on where you are in the game. And sometimes those chances aren't the best, but you do it anyway. Now, Dak has been turning the ball over. Dak turned the ball over a lot. So he doesn't necessarily get that pass, but there are certain situations in a game where you got to kind of chuck it a little bit.
I got to say, we get sensitive about the wrong things, though. Like, part of it was self-inflicted, and Dak Prescott was not good. Like, It's not like they called him a bum. It's not like they came out here and said he's not elite. He did give away the ball twice in a narrow loss. How is that not a big deal? Those are self-inflicted wounds.
Yeah.
This is not factually incorrect. Why? Because it's the team account. Like, that's why it's unbecoming. Don't we always complain that team accounts, like, you'll never get the truth, that they're too rose-colored glasses? Like, that's what happened. Nobody's saying, like, it's not like they said,
It's
Dak
Dak's
Prescott
fault.
at it again.
Right.
I
So
don't
who
know.
got offended by it? Dak?
A lot of people, like Shannon Sharp, said that the person who does their social media should be fired.
Somebody also said that they gave Stephen A. Smith the password to the Twitter account.
That's funny.
Oh, yeah. With that big old hat. There's a little gif. There's a gif on the side with Stephen A. with the big hat going.
I'm looking right at it.
Donovan Mitchell
With the
says,
cigar.
Donovan Mitchell said on Twitter, team account posting this is weak, bruh.
I don't know. I mean, I think maybe the team account was given a little synopsis of the game.
It doesn't.
Right.
I don't know. Like,
what should he say?
What should you say? Like,
the Cowboys came up short. Like, he just basically gave.
and by the way, it links to an article that says Dak on loss to 49ers. Unacceptable. 100% on me. So does Dak have a problem with this tweet?
Right.
I don't know.
I don't think Dak could say anything. He yelled at the kicker the week before. So if he's now the center of that, he can't really, you know what I mean?
The tweet is still up, by the way. They haven't deleted it, which I'm kind of happy they haven't. I don't feel like it's that offensive of a thing. J-Fig, what do you have for us today?
So somebody else that we adore on the show, Ben Simmons.
Boom!
He's asking for his engagement ring back.
Huh?
Yes.
Who was he engaged to? From who?
He was engaged to the host of Love Island.
Really?
Yes. Her name is Maya.
Love Island
Hama?
UK or Love Island
I
Australia?
think it's Australia. Yes.
It's not as good as UK, but it's pretty good. Love Island, Australia.
So basically, it's the first time he's ever asked for the engagement ring back, and she had no problem giving it to him, but he decided to just be extra with it, and he involved other people in a legal letter and everything. So now it's just a whole fuzz, and it's like trending on Twitter and everywhere. And
it's apparently an $800,000 engagement ring.
oh, I read $1 million.
I mean, okay,
Same
once you
thing.
get around, once you buy it, spend 800,000 for a ring.
Same thing.
Who cares whether it's 800,000
You know
or
what,
$1 million?
you're right. 800 euros. I apologize.
Which is $1 million, J-Fig. $1 million plus.
Wow.
It wasn't specified.
Well, all right.
I mean, really? We're kicking over rocks.
Damage is done, my friend.
$800,000 ring versus $1 million ring.
You brought it up.
Well, part of the problem is guess what? That relationship going just like his career.
Apparently, they were only together for 7 months, and then he proposed to her,
Shocking that Ben Simmons.
and they were engaged for less than a year.
Huh.
Mm.
Ben Simmons thinks he could just sit out his marriage.
What year was this, you said?
DNP.
Last
That's what he
year.
was. That's what he was in that relationship. DNP. Coach's decision.
Ben was really shocked, according to reports, that he left and didn't get the ring back. He was madly in love with her and thought that it was forever. So he was really pissed she didn't give it back.
But he never asked for it back until recently.
How does
and
that
it was the first time she
how
ever
does that work?
like found out about it too.
How does that work? Like, is there a time limit?
I don't know.
800
I thought you would
euros
know.
for a ring. She ain't giving that back. She shouldn't. She doesn't have to.
Well, apparently she's making arrangements to return the ring.
All right.
And she wishes him the
I
best.
mean, make arrangements. Can't you just return
I don't
the ring?
know. I
I mean,
mean, I
I'm
guess
sure
you
if
need
she's-
arrangements
he's
to
in
meet up
Aus-
or something.
I'm sure you can't just send like $1 million ring FedEx. Like
right.
if she's
Put it
in
in the mail.
Australia and he's in Brooklyn, then it's a problem.
Nah, you put it in a sock, you put it in a box, you send it. No one's ever gonna think anything.
Really?
What do you got, Marcos?
You guys talk about Carol Baskin?
A little bit, but I know there's an update to the story.
Well, apparently her husband is alive, has been alive, the one that we thought she killed. But no word from him yet, and his daughters are refuting that, actually saying, "Nah, I don't think our dad's alive." I don't think he is either.
Wait. So Carol Baskin says this dude is alive,
Yeah.
but the kids say, I haven't heard from him. I don't think so.
Skeptical of that, Carol.
The daughters say that the letter from Homeland Security that Carol Baskin is using as the source of this information does not say their dad is alive and well. Nonetheless, whether or not he's alive, I don't trust you, Carol Baskin, and the damage is done to your reputation.
The more
dude.
this news
Damage is
escalates,
done,
the
my
more I
friend.
want to watch the show, and I have yet to.
Wait, but here's the problem. She just goes at it all, and she's cold, right? She goes, "How are you, cats and kittens?" Meanwhile, she's offing people in the background,
Allegedly.
allegedly. Okay,
She's the quiet ones.
no, but she's not quiet. Look at all the people she brought down. She brought down the whole Tiger Kingdom.
Did she?
Yeah.
They say, while we would certainly welcome the good news of our dad being found alive, it's just simply not true.
Wow.
Wow, dude.
Wow.
Well, if he is alive, he's 84 years old today.
Speaking of damage is
Today.
done.
How old is Carol Baskin?
79. I guess that. I just looked at her face.
Speaking of damage is done.
That's
We,
the damage is done right there.
Did we ever find out,
58?
J-Fig, did you ever find out if if that tweet that Leroy sent us yesterday was real with the lady with the
Oh,
Dallas Cowboys tattoo?
That is not a real
Oh,
tweet.
no, I didn't actually. I just saw it and put my phone down.
There's no way that's real,
There's
right?
no way
No
that's real.
way,
That has to
dude.
be
That
some
has to be
sort of
fake.
little
Yeah.
sticker that she wanted to be trending. and have her
Everybody who
continue
does
to
these
fame.
Every year.
somebody has a tattoo
Yeah.
that is like
This team.
such and such 2023 Super Bowl champs.
Yeah, I
to
didn't believe that
predict.
for a second.
And this lady had a Dallas Cowboys star tattooed between her boobies. But it also said Super Bowl champs 2023. And now everybody's saying, oh, look at her. But like, there's no way that's real, right?
That's fake. It's so fake. You
I
can
don't
tell.
believe that anymore. No one's dumb enough to do that.
No,
sure.
unless he just. There's no way
No
somebody
one's
can.
confident enough to do
I
that.
mean,
Yeah.
first of all,
That's
hold on.
better.
I know. Well, you could have did it with the Patriots.
Yeah, I guess, but I mean that made a little bit more sense.
But
you know?
why?
Now though, I don't think anyone's banking on the Cowboys so much so they're gonna tattoo their body. With that being said, I just got a Miami Heat tattoo. So
2023?
Yeah, that's
Let's see.
right.
There we go. We're back, baby.
So wait, nobody thinks this is real?
Nah, I
That's
can't.
so not real.
I mean,
No
look, they
way.
are obsessed with the Cowboys in Texas.
Yeah.
I'm sure that tattoo of the Dallas Cowboys is real. I don't believe that she has 2023
Look,
Super Bowl champs.
Although it could be
Weird location.
you
too.
can argue the fact that new ink looks darker than older ink, but if you compare her actual tattoo on her arm to her chest tattoo, there's just no way.
Whoa, look at that. Investigative research right there. I like that.
Boom.
Boom.
Boots on the ground.
She looks
on the
like
gram,
she's
dude.
miserable that she has that tattoo.
She said she's trying not to laugh
Yeah, she's
because
a
it's a
Cowboys
fake
fan.
tweet.
Really?
Yes.
All right. I got. That was
Also-
probably should have been a damages done.
Damage is done.
We'll take a break. Final hour of the show coming up after this.
If we locked in, ain't no switching up. Brody came home, went to pick him up. Kill my mans, I'm riding with a picture of him. Shoot back to the crib, went to pick the switch.
All right, welcome back. Tobin and Leroy taking you up until 2 o'clock here today. We're streaming live on YouTube. Go subscribe over there. Miami 560 WQAM is the channel. That's where you guys can check us out, watch us live, get in on the comments. Same with our channel over at Twitch.
21.
21.
21.
21. I don't know why it drives me crazy when he does that.
Well, look, maybe Dwayne Devin should start doing that on the court. Gets a hit, gets a bucket. 21. What?
Is he around? I haven't really heard too much from him.
No, I mean, he's around, but he hasn't been playing.
Yeah. Is that
Ever since the incident?
Ever since the incident.
That's what I thought.
I did see some video on Twitter of him. It looked like it was at Prime with him and Pat Riley.
Really?
I don't know if they were at dinner together or if this was or if they both happened to be at the restaurant. It looked like Prime. I don't even know if it was Prime, but it was a video of Pat Riley outside with his wife, and then Dwayne Devin and his wife, and they looked like they had just gotten done with a nice meal.
Huh. Okay.
So I don't know.
Why is that? Why is that indeed, man?
Because they live in the same damn town.
Yeah.
Do you think they joked
Why
about
would they
the incident? He goes, let me
yeah.
tell you about the time Shaq tried to fight me.
Yeah, man. Nah.
You think he's ever going to work his way back into the lineup?
Nope.
I don't think so, dude. I don't think so.
So you think that was a final straw?
Even Jackson's talking about Big Yerk coming back.
Yeah, I don't think so.
Like,
I mean, they're playing Orlando Robinson, and until I think probably until or if they make a trade, we'll see. You know, trade's coming on up. Let's see. I'm getting
3 weeks.
Let's see. We got sources, aka Solana, saying it was outside of Carbone on South Beach.
Wow, how would he know that?
Because he was in the weeds looking.
Because he's locked in. I like that.
Carbones, is that good? Anybody ever ate there?
I don't know.
Carbones? I feel like I'm saying it weird. Like
sounds like
sounds like under Leroy's seat.
It is nice to Pat Riley though. Like if it is.
That's what I have on my seat. Carbones.
He does. He
There
loves.
is a description on Google that says sophisticated venue dishing up traditional Italian flair.
That is where Pat Riley would eat.
Plus wines and classic cocktails.
Oh my god, this place has 22 chandeliers. Of course, this is fancy.
Of course, where Pat Riley eats.
What do you mean that many
I
chandeliers?
got to tell you, I will say, when we went to that Capitol Grill downtown, holy smokes!
I was intimidated.
Yeah, it was.
Yeah,
It was beautiful.
Holy smokes!
Yeah,
that's where you did people eating ribs with a fork and knife. Like, oh no.
Dessert though.
Maybe Pat Riley was just letting him know where he's going to go after it gets traded at the deadline. Maybe that's what he was having to meal over.
Yikes.
So, Deadman, how you feeling about the going to LA for the Clippers, huh? How are we thinking about that, huh?
Really?
I think it was a joke. You think he's like, I'm the mechanic. Let's go to the Carbone. And then
Maybe.
he's like, oh, real funny. You traded.
Knock, knock. Who's there? Not you. You're
Not
traded.
you, dude. Not you.
Really?
Let's get
You think they give him one of those little guns, thermal guns?
Thermal guns to say goodbye.
Yeah.
Hit the brick. Stay loose. Let's get to some headlines brought to you by the new Palmetto Ford Truck Super Center. Why buy your truck at a car store? Palmetto Ford.
We know trucks.
That does have to be some kind of an honor, though, right? To be at the Riley dinner. Like, if Riles asks you out to dinner, you know? Like, it's gotta be, especially if you're not, like, a star. I'm sure, like, everybody gets the Riles dinner when they're getting wooed. Like, Jimmy got the Riles dinner a long time ago.
Yeah. I'm trying to
PJ
think.
Tucker said that Riley recommended a pancake shop to him.
So he didn't even get the meal. He got a recommendation.
No, but there was that story that Barry Jackson reported last year
where
at
he just pulled
at
up.
the red light, where he pulled up to PJ Tucker and just said, "I love you," and then just sped off.
So great.
But not enough to give you a 3-year deal. Hit the bricks.
Not that much.
Let's see. What do you got here, J Fig? J Fig sending us some boots on the ground research.
Sending you
Wow,
pics.
man.
Ooh.
Is this Carbone?
Yeah.
Oh, I see them.
All right. All right.
Nice.
Look at that.
There's a video.
There is a video. Let's see. Can we get this video for next segment, JFig? Can we pull this up from the land for our Twitch audience?
Yeah,
see
man.
old
I'll see what I can do.
Riles is so cool, dude. Like, look at him.
He is
Just
pretty cool.
he's just living his life. This is his town.
Tell you what, he looks better than Carol Baskin.
Definitely.
Jeez.
Not much of a barometer there. But,
They're not on the same level.
Yeah, it's true. Man, that's got to be okay. So that's got to be one of two things.
like, when does Orlando Robinson get the dinner from Pat Riley?
That's what I'm saying.
You think like that takes a while? Like, does Jamal Cain get the dinner from Pat Riley, or is he got to get? You can't be on a two-way and you get the dinner with Pat.
I tell you what, I will say this about coaches. You know what they enjoy more than a lot of stars? Veteran players. Because veteran players have a better chance of passing their message on. So whenever you're a veteran on a team, the coach or the GM or whatever will always usually be pretty close to you because they want that message spread by somebody who has some cachet in the locker room.
You want to know what else Pat Riley likes? Butters.
Yep.
Goes up to dinner, goes, look.
You know who they don't have any of? 7-footers.
Got one, but his ankle don't work.
Yeah, but so I was pretty amazed at how Jax threw that out there.
I know. I was too.
Caught me off guard because when he was healthy, they wasn't really, he was getting a couple of minutes, but nothing serious.
Let's see. Injury updates tonight from this Celtics game, it looks like. Sitting some people out of the old Celtics. Cowards.
Are they?
Out for Boston tonight. Tatum's playing.
He's playing?
Good.
Wow.
Good. Malcolm Brogdon out.
Really?
Al Horford.
Out with what?
Oh, Al Horford's got to be out.
He's out for personal reasons, actually.
Oh, okay.
Oh,
Al Horford out. Lower back stiffness, aka old.
Yeah.
AKA old.
Back to back.
Marcus Smart.
Huh.
Out.
Whoa.
Right ankle sprain.
Scared.
Jaylen Brown.
Uh-oh.
Out.
What?
Right abductor.
Hey.
Right abductor
Why is he staring at the camera this way?
Injury management.
Look at him.
Right? Look at the caption.
Look,
on top.
but look at
Caption.
Oh, that guy.
What are you sending? Oh, you're talking about the
safe to say he knows.
He
He's got
knows.
traded. Look at
He
him.
read
Look
it. He
how
read
he's
it as a delight.
Everybody's smiling. Except for Devin.
Tedman's like
he looks sneaky.
Tedman. I just gave him the news. We're rats off a ship. But Pat Riley's like, he's like, look, I'm gonna let you down easy. First of all, order the clams. Second of all, we're trading you.
Nice.
Third of all, $150 for the gun. We took it out.
He took it out. Wait a minute. So who likes clams?
They're all right.
I like
Marcus
clams
does.
in stuff,
Yeah.
but I'm not just gonna eat some clams out of a shell.
Clam chowder? Like that?
Ooh, I do like that.
You do like that?
I love that actually.
You know what else I like? I only
What?
had it once in my entire life, but I would never forget the name. Lobster thermidor. It's kind of like clam chowder with lobster.
What?
Like a lobster.
Like a lobster bisque?
No. Lobster bisque has no
Like,
I
because
mean, it has
thermidor.
lobster in it, but not like the good
Yeah, doesn't
lobster.
a thermidor they put like the piece of lobster in the middle and then they pour it in around it? Isn't that how they do it?
No,
I think
it
so.
was just no, dude. It was just like clam chowder except lobsters.
No, you don't
in
know
it.
thermidor, dude.
What?
Really? That's
just-
what I'm need. I'm gonna need a redneck trying to sophisticate me.
You
What
know
is
there's a
wrong with
month
you?
named Thermidor?
I got a thermidor. That's how we stay warm during the winter.
Okay.
Wait, do you think about Thorogood Marshall?
What?
You said what'd
No,
you
it was
say?
named after a month. There's a month. There's a month called Thermidor. You guys don't know about the month named Thermidor?
No.
Yeah.
Huh. How about that?
What are you googling?
Hey, Leroy, how about a weather update from the Desmond and Dover Law Firm? YourAccentAttorneys.com. Free consultations 24/7. Call them at 866-954-MORE.
I only do this for South Florida.
Oh, he's getting up, ladies.
Whoa,
ladies and
whoa.
gentlemen. How about that?
Yikes.
Cloudy down
he's
here.
limping.
No.
Yes, I told you my knee is swole up.
Let me
It's
see.
mostly cloudy with about a 15 to 20 mile an hour wind. I see some birds kiting it out there.
What does that mean?
What does that mean?
Kiting it.
Oh, they're just like
You know
kind
you
of
can always
just
tell.
gliding?
holding. Yeah, they're gliding.
Yeah, they're not going anywhere in particular. They're just kind of
Hmm.
floating.
Yeah,
Like,
sometimes you gotta kite it.
"Whee, it's windy.
Whatever floats your boat.
And the temperature's got to be right around 80, but it's going to be dropping soon.
All right.
Guy says, I've been to Carbones, New York, and Miami Beach. Amazing experience. Also, I'll be courtside tonight. Go Heat. Shout
Whoa.
out. I'll be going.
But that's, hey, that's why you can go to Carbones.
Let me get $1.
Let me know who you're sitting next to. All right, dude. Just
I gotta
shout out
tell
Gooses
you.
galore.
Extra seat next to you.
I got to tell you, one of my buddies gave me his seats and park, and you go in through the restaurant, right? So me and Fawn said, you know, we going to eat. Like, I parked right in front of the door and got out of my car, went up the stairs and right into that restaurant, which goes right into onto the floor, right?
I've done that and I got scared.
Yeah, it was weird, right? And
I
so
walked
we were
out
like,
and I was like, oh my God, no. The courts?
yeah. I was like, hey, so fine, you want to get something to eat? Yeah, let's get a couple cheeseburgers, right? Cheeseburger, I got a drink, he got a soda, $100. Wow. Because it wasn't like, I think it was ostrich or something.
Oh, wow.
I'm like, what does it
They
taste
put a
like? I said, what
quail
it
egg?
taste like? He said, it just tastes like a regular hamburger.
No foie gras?
It's foie gras.
No one knows what it's actually.
Is that goose?
It's
goose liver. Yeah.
Poor guad galore, dude.
That's what he's saying in the show.
I appreciate you trying to be fancy.
You know? I'm just gonna throw that out
Poor
there.
guad.
Foie gras. I'm telling you what. Listen, I'm going to be honest with you. There's a bunch of stuff to eat in the world. I don't need to be trying goose liver. And the people that say, ooh, it's actually really tasty. Stop lying. You just eating it so you can say you fancy. Last time somebody went to a restaurant and said, ooh, let me get that goose liver.
That just sounds
Yes.
not appealing.
But here's what they do. Here's what happened. So the only time I had it, I didn't know what it was. So they brought out some sliders when I was in Sarasota. They brought out some sliders, and it was tenderloin sliders with foie gras on the top of the slider. But I just saw tenderloin slider, right? And so I ate like 2-3 of them. I'm hosing them down because you ain't gonna sophisticate me when it comes to good food. I'm an act of food. And so they go, oh, you really like that foie gras? I say, foie gras, 5 gras, it's delicious. This is it. And so somebody looked over at me because I was with some other guys. They say, you have no idea what foie gras is. I said, nope. Goose liver. That was it.
We'll take a quick break. 15 minutes of heat next.
25 years of service to our community. Then, now, forever. Broward Health.
All right, 15 minutes of heat for your ass right here on 560 WQAM. Taking you up until 2 o'clock. Heat Celtics tonight, 7:30 from Miami-Dade Arena. Looking forward to being boots on the ground. You know, I got my my brother, my sister-in-law, and brother-in-law are both going to be there tonight. He's a Celtics fan.
Annoying.
Sit there with his Garnett jersey. I can't wait till he hits the bricks with a Heat win. See ya.
Garnett jersey?
I just assume they all do.
No, why wouldn't they have a Peyton Pritchard jersey?
Where's my Peyton Pritchard jersey? It hasn't come in yet from
Does
Fanatics.
Do they live up there?
No, they no. It's just, one of those, another one. It's like our entire office, a bunch of transplant New Englanders who all love the Boston teams. I can't wait to watch Tatum tonight. Right. We'll watch him lose to Bam. That's what you're going to watch. Bro, you're doing that thing again with the ice.
I'm done. It was empty.
Well, we
How
could
was
tell.
that Celsius?
Huh?
Was that
Good.
Celsius?
I like the peach one.
Yeah, peach vibes is good.
Yeah.
Haven't tried that one yet.
It's Kyle Lowry's favorite flavor, too.
Okay.
Point for Tobin!
I don't understand. There's certain guys you just don't give a break.
That's my guy. What are you talking about? I love Kyle Lowry.
Goodness, stop it.
What do you mean? That's my guy, Kyle Lowry.
Really?
Yeah. I don't want to see him go to the Clippers. No way, no how.
That is, of course, if the return
QB1.
QB1.
QB1. Well, let's get that inbound together tonight, eh, boys? All right. I hope that was a run today and shoot around. Let's focus on getting those inbound passes, huh?
It's close.
I mean, or if you
a little dicey there.
If you're gonna do that at the end of the game, you need like 7 timeouts left?
Yeah, right. Enough duo. I feel like 3 chances is enough. To just get it to one of your players.
I think in football you can't. Football, you aren't allowed to call back-to-back timeouts.
I don't know. How does that? Did they change that for icing, or is that always the case?
I don't think you can call back-to-back timeouts. Can you call?
Timeouts are not allowed to be used twice in a row on the same scrimmage down.
Guy says reports saying Clippers interested in Lowry. Little wall for Lowry. Swap samesies. I mean, he did wear that Alonzo Mourning jersey one time. I felt like John Wall Heat rumors have been going on for like a good 4 or 5 years.
Like,
really crazy. That's
every time I watch him play, he doesn't play terrible. Why is he so like?
Because he doesn't match up to the money, the amount
I don't
of
think
money.
he makes any money anymore, does he?
Anymore? I mean, he already milked Washington for whatever they had.
Duped Washington for $1 gazillion.
Jeez.
I mean,
doesn't need to play for money at this point.
He was like the OG, like got a contract, and then as soon as the Achilles happened, it was like, oof.
Is that the guy that Pat Riley can fix?
I mean, he's in his 30s now, isn't he?
He's 32. Yeah, he's 32. I don't know what you're getting.
What are you gonna fix? Although I will say this: the difference between John Wall and Kyle Lowry is John Wall is a lot more explosive, right? As far as he's still quicker than a lot of guys he plays against. Great handles.
I mean, when he was right, he was one of the fastest players in the league. He's not bad at it.
He still moves though pretty good. But I don't know. It seems like they treating him like Westbrook.
Little IMAX says little Zubac action. Little Zubac.
I hate when we get to this point though, where that's who we're reaching for.
What do you mean? We're just perusing the Clippers menu.
Yeah, true.
That's all.
Not too much there.
Just going up on.
So we've identified what they want. Now let's see.
What do we
want?
First thing I want, I think, is Marcus Morris. If that trade were to happen,
Yeah.
not that I do, because you're my guy, Kyle. That's my dude.
Will you stop saying that?
Why?
We've already established you're his guy unless you could get somebody else.
That's not true. That's not
Really?
true. That's my dude.
Let me ask you, during this whole conversation,
Yep.
Have you ever said, I really want to keep Kyle?
Well, I mean,
No, you
I think
haven't
that goes
said.
without
Stop.
saying.
No,
I think it goes
doesn't
without
go
saying.
without. It doesn't go without saying.
Would
because
Kyle
if it goes,
be? You know,
if it
I'm
goes
worried about
without
Kyle's
saying, you
happiness,
didn't
too.
say it, and the answer would be no.
I mean, I'm worried about his happiness too. You ever think about that? Maybe he doesn't want to be here anymore. You know?
You're worried about Kyle Lowry's happiness.
Oh, dude, that's all I worry about.
That's all you
I
worry
wake up every day. I'm just like, is
happy?
Kyle Lowry happy
Hey.
today?
Kyle Lowry's happiness is second to your happiness, and your happiness would be one of the Morris twins, right? like
Oh, the
what
good
are
one.
you doing?
Not the
Stop
guy
it.
not the guy that was savagely assaulted by Jokic.
You
Never recovered from that, huh?
No, never. But remember, Marcus was working out here this summer. Remember, he was in the
everybody
gym.
works out here.
Nah, he was in the
Hell, I
facility
worked
though,
out
dude.
here. Look, when I was playing, not only did I work out down here, I worked out with all the Dolphins.
I know, but it was in the facility. You know, in the facility. He was in the.
We
Heat
worked out
facility.
at Western High School.
You're
'Cause
saying
you know
there's a
who's that?
chance.
You know who's the athletic director there?
Who?
I think Marino's dad.
Oh,
Marino's dad. All right.
Yeah.
Wow.
It was either Marino's dad or who was Marino's backup at Pittsburgh? Jimmy. John. I think it was Marino's dad though. John Jimmy.
What do you think of this? You see this Aaron
No,
Rodgers?
I don't know. I
What?
could already tell how you going into it.
What do you mean?
Okay, go ahead. Go ahead.
You see this story that Ian Rapoport put together? He was
Mhm.
on the Pat McAfee show.
Mhm.
A lot of fodder out there regarding Aaron Rodgers' future possibly being with the New York Jets. So I find this story interesting that Ian Rapoport said that Rodgers apparently called Zach Wilson in the summer. It was Friday at 6 p.m. And at some point, Rodgers is helping with some stuff to give him some advice. And at some point, he stops. He goes, "Where are you? In a meeting room? You're in the facility at 6 p.m. on a Friday in the offseason." Rodgers basically told him, "Get out of there. You're going to lose your mind." Now, that's interesting. A veteran quarterback telling a young quarterback to work less.
No. Here's
Interesting, though.
No.
Now he is
No.
tied to that job for replacing Zach Wilson. Did Aaron Rodgers torpedo Zach Wilson's career by telling him not to work hard?
No, that's not. Oh my goodness.
Be something, dude.
Here we go. I knew it.
Interesting.
I
Could be
knew it.
something.
Interesting,
huh?
dude.
Dude.
Playing the long game, Aaron
Little, he
Rodgers.
just throws a little crumb out there. You're working too hard, and all of a sudden he stinks up the joint. All his teammates know he's not working so hard because old Uncle Aaron told him, "Take it easy."
Can we please let these people know the facts?
What do you mean?
Keyword summer.
Yeah.
Keyword, there ain't nothing in hell you could be doing at a facility at 6 o'clock in the evening on Sunday that's going to make you a better quarterback or a better player.
Hard to say, dude. Where was Joe
Anything
Booth
in
this time?
any work that you've done should have already been done long before that.
Where was Trevor Lawrence when he was when Uncle Aaron was telling him to relax? Where was Tua? All these guys, they were hitting the books.
No,
Okay.
Tua was hitting the golf course.
Was he? I don't know. Hard
That's
to
kind
say.
of why the old coach benched him.
Sounds like Zach Wilson took it a little too seriously, started MILF hunting, and then all of a sudden now he's on the outs. And who's going to be there to replace him? Aaron Rodgers.
Ayahuasca.
I personally, I don't think Aaron Rodgers makes them that much better.
Maybe not. But if
just-
he's looking for a landing spot, wouldn't it be interesting if he wanted to play in New York and you think, how can I ruin this kid's career?
What are you doing? Hey, I have a question though. When
What?
you get to be what Aaron Rodgers is or Tom Brady is, do you give a rat's ass about what the other guy's doing, the other quarterback? If you want to go there, you don't care. It's the team's problem for bringing you in. It ain't got nothing to do with you. No?
Can't hurt.
What do you mean can't hurt?
Well, you're just setting yourself up. Like you're
Well,
like
at least we won't say he's a backstabber. Because we won't say he was coming in being all nice and how good you are, then come take your job.
Smiling faces with hidden agendas, dude. He saw an opportunity. It's like, I'd really like to get out of Green Bay, go to a cooler
Wasn't
market
that
like
last
New York.
year, though?
It was
right
last
before he
summer.
signed all that money?
Yeah.
Okay.
As Marco said, long game, dude.
But again, let me ask you this question. Since we talking about old ass quarterbacks. Who's closer to their best version of themselves? Brady or Aaron Rodgers?
I'm gonna say Aaron Rodgers because Tom Brady, it has to end at some point.
Yeah, for sure.
Okay.
But that's my only logic. But
Yeah,
then again, he has
no,
a deal with the devil.
That's like I would agree. I would agree to some extent, but both quarterbacks had their worst season. Right?
Woo! Yep. Take a break.
Would you want either one of them?
No.
You say that now.
No, I don't. How many times are I going to be clear about it? I don't want Tom Brady.
I'm not going to be the coach for the University of Alabama. Remember, you never wanted Kyle Lowry either.
I don't recall that. I don't recall that. When did I ever say that?
You do recall that.
That's my guy. I don't recall.
What about
ever
Jimmy
saying,
Butler? What about Jimmy Butler?
Jimmy Buckets? Jim VP? I've never said. I love Jimmy Butler.
You never said we may have dodged the bullet.
After some nefarious reporting from outlets that had said things that he was going at it with his coach, but that turned out to be garbage, and Brett Brown was a terrible coach.
Nefarious? Really? You put it on somebody else?
It was on somebody else.
On you.
I never said I didn't want Kyle
information.
Lowry.
Really?
Never said it.
You never said you didn't want Jimmy Butler?
Never said it. Lowry?
What, is that your way of welcoming Lowry to the Heat?
That's my
Really?
I'm so happy. You don't hear the happiness in my voice? I never said I never wanted him. Lowry?
He said that in between smiles.
Yeah. Okay. You are something else. Here's what I can't believe. How can a guy who demands that everybody answer for their crimes never answers for their crimes?
I mean, dude, I answer for my crimes on a daily basis. I have a 4-hour show. You're always making me answer for my crimes.
No, I quit. I gave up. Because you always try some covert operation to avoid it.
Not true. I'm always here, dude.
Ooh, Tobin, you see Pat Riley's latest quote on LeBron?
I did, actually. I did. It was very interesting. It did make my look, Ryan.
Did you go?
Why would they do that?
I did, actually. Actually, I did. I'll tell you what Ryan is referring to on the other side. right, welcome back. Tobin and Leroy. All right, who wants to go to Heat and Pacers? Heat call number 4 right now to 305-567-0560. Call number 4 to 305-567-0560. We'll get themselves a pair of tickets to Heat and Pacers coming up on February 8th. And we got a pair of tickets to give away every single day this week. But if you want to go right now, caller 4 to 305-567-0560. We'll get themselves a pair of Heat and Pacers tickets. Heat take on the Celtics tonight. No Jaylen Brown, Marcus Smart, or Al Horford for Boston tonight. So the Heat will again be taking on a shorthanded team. Boston lost last night to the Orlando Magic 113-98. Ryan, he said, Tobin, did you see Pat Riley's latest quote on LeBron? I did. I read this article this morning. Ramona Shelburne had an interview with Pat Riley, basically talking about Kareem and LeBron, because LeBron, what is he, like 220 points away?
Yeah.
He's not very, very many points away from breaking Kareem's record. It's, at LeBron's average, he'll probably do it pretty soon.
Is that amazing, being that he is known as an assist guy?
What's that?
Is he's known as a guy who looked for his teammates first?
LeBron?
Yeah.
I think was I feel like that narrative pretty much ended in Miami. I know that was like a thing that Skip Bayless tried to, foist on people.
Skip Bayless, never mind. I take it back.
It was, though. Like, Skip Bayless, like, that's the number one LeBron hater out there.
Right.
As like, oh, he'll never be MJ. He'll never take the shot at the end. But, game 6 in Boston, I mean, that kind of ceased all things, did it not?
Yeah.
So, it's a good article, reading up on, you're hearing Riley talk about, Kareem, and how Kareem, he thinks Kareem is the all-time greatest player. That's one of the things that he said in it, that he says that Kareem, because of his longevity, and he says for the longest time, I've said he's the greatest player because of his longevity. He says Michael's right there too, but obviously he has an affinity for Kareem, and he thinks Kareem doesn't, get the respect that he deserves.
Because he has the world's most unguardable shot.
Right. And one of the things he was also saying about Kareem back in the day is he was a bit of an innovator, because Kareem was really into yoga. Like, he was really into physical fitness and keeping himself able to play as long as he did. So there was that. But then he was, talking about LeBron. Definitely a quote that made me go, because, LeBron had that thing this year where he was like, oh, I don't play, it's not in my DNA to play meaningless basketball. Something to that degree. And it was after he lost to the Heat. So Riley was talking about, Ramona writes, to Riley, that hope of an opportunity to compete for a championship is everything at this stage in a player's career. Riley says, quote, that's where LeBron is. I'm not speaking to anything that he might say in the media, but that's the only reason to continue to play. Breaking the scoring record will be big for him if that happens, and it will happen, but he wants to win titles. That's what drives him. And it's for him to continue to play at this level with that hope that this team is going to come together out there and Anthony Davis gets back. I think they got a shot. I really do. And I believe that he does. And I believe he believes that too. Very interesting that a Lakers team that has been struggling, and Riley just puts out there a little bit, Ron plays for keeps. He plays for championships. Is he sending something, a signal to LeBron James? If the Lakers can't get it done for you, you know who got it done for you more than anybody? Is he doing that?
Why does he have to have a secretive thing going? He was just speaking the truth. Was he not accurate with what he was saying?
Accurate. He was accurate.
Okay,
but also,
why does there have to be some type of hidden agenda when he's saying that?
Well, Leroy, it's very interesting. Why does there have to be a hidden agenda? Because he's Pat Riley. There's always a hidden agenda.
All right.
You're talking about two guys who are master speakers, always say things with a purpose. LeBron, Pat Riley. Interestingly, 2 weeks apart or 3 weeks apart from each other, where LeBron is in Riles' house and he says, it's not in my DNA to play this way. And Pat Riley's basically telling Ramona Shelburne, it's not in his DNA, is it? Is it? Now, that's not his quote exactly, but kind of. You could interpret it in a certain way.
You always seem to interpret those things the same way.
It stood out to me, dude. It was a long article, and I was like, that's a thing. That's a thing. It's not nothing.
Smeaton. Sounds like Riley did that interview with a smiling face and a hidden agenda.
Possibly. That's true. It's possible. Can't rule it out. Here's the thing. He's been fined on LeBron before. Don't forget that he got fined on the Levitard show for saying there's a key under the mat. Thanks to that, Billy Gill. But he did a smart thing in this quote. This was Eric Spoelstra-esque in avoiding the fine, because he says, that's what it's for. Got to hope that Anthony Davis gets back, which much can you trust that?
Street clothes.
And I think they really got a shot. So he gives the Lakers their props. It's a very Lakers article. It's not about the Heat. He's talking about he did a reunion this summer in Hawaii with Magic Johnson, and Kareem was there. And so, it's got a Lakers tilt. But Riley didn't work for the Lakers. He works for the Heat. And wouldn't he just like to do one last snatch and grab? Oh, LeBron, they're not getting it done for you, huh? Old Rob Pelinka.
You think there will still be like an interest in LeBron, like as far as the Heat?
Can't rule it out. I mean, he said so himself in the past.
I don't know. I just think it becomes.
You think he's just giving a nod to LeBron, just props?
Yeah, because I think at some point, like when you think of LeBron, you think of Tyler, you think of Jimmy, guys who have the ball in their hands, and then you're gonna put LeBron in that mix. LeBron for Jimmy.
Ever.
Okay.
Lowry.
Wait.
Oh, you got max salary. You got to give something to get something. You know what I'm saying, dude?
What are you doing? You think the Lakers will do that? No.
Why not?
Whoever, if Rob Pelinka made that decision, fire him on the spot.
Traded Westbrook for Kuzma and Caruso.
Jeez. Two guys they wish they had right now. Who doesn't like a little intangibles that can't grow hair? He's 23. He's 23. He's bald. Like George Jefferson bald.
I just don't think Riley says that for nothing. I don't know.
Why do you have to read into everything? Why you can't just take it for what it is?
Because it's Riley. If this was somebody else, I would just take it on its face. But it's not. Riles. So it's Riles. You always have to wonder, what's the message here? What's the thing? Same thing with LeBron. Oh, he could just be talking about basketball in general, or is he sending out messages?
Maybe Pat Riley has responded to his message.
Maybe. You know what we call that? Little subliminal message ping pong.
What?
Yeah. LeBron
That's
served.
funny. Because that's the same sound you make as a show pony.
No. I'm not a show pony.
Really?
Put your hooves down, J-Fig. I'm not a show pony. Don't do that. Obviously I'm not the only person who's noticed this in this quote today.
Who else did?
Ryan on YouTube.
Wait, do you ever get the idea that people are familiar with our show and their contributions are to egg us on towards the path that you would normally take anyway? Why do you think you can't get got?
Give the people what they want.
Because you spend your whole time trying to get me and then smirk. I hope Ryan somewhere is smiling, going, "Got him.
I did it."
Guy says,
I did it.
I gotta say, reading too much into it, El Pasión.
What?
That is what they call me. Another guy just says, "Where does Tobin?"
You know what? We need to have a day.
Oh, look, Ryan responded.
Yeah.
Leroy's
we
very
need
smart.
to have a day where everybody needs to acknowledge you during the course of that day by one of the names that you have called yourself.
Another guy says, where does Tobin get his ideas?
Blue check marks. Drip style art. That's where I get my stuff because I don't even check for the blue check mark. I'm like, ooh.
Yeah, like that tattoo.
This is my favorite time of year, though. I love trade fodder. I love rumors. I can't wait till somebody spots, like, hate him at like the local Chipotle. I can't wait.
Well, he'll probably be there today.
Well, if you guys see me at the game, I'll be boots on the ground. Shout out Goosey's galore. I'll be in a show pony, though, right? Like, if I'm doing the important work, don't bother me. Like, looking at Iggy Azalea.
Tobin's a show pony.
The good, the bad, and the silly.
Oh, yeah. That's Robert Smith's favorite movie.
Not
the
surprised.
Good, the Bad, and the Ugly. I'm like, really? This is what we watching, huh?
I got to tell you, Robert, that's a great movie. But if that's Leroy Horde, we're watching Game of Thrones.
Oh, yeah. Oh, hey, by the way, got done with Valhalla.
All right, well, end the show. I don't want to spoil it.
Oh, God.
Business has picked
Mute him?
up.
Mute him?
Every time I see him run, I think the Benny Hill music should be playing.
Duelo de Millonarios? Bro, what the hell was that?
What? Okay.
Leroy, what the hell was that? Willie Chirino?
You wouldn't know if Pass River came up and hit you on the face.
Dude, they call me Pasión.
No one calls you that.
Classic.
Hope you mother have a good day.